Well, here we are, episode 135. And on this episode, we'll be talking about the music and the movies of the year 2002. Yeah. And instead of the Wrecking 2 tonight, we have the one, the only, well, one half of the Wrecking Crew, Mark Smith. Lou's a little under the weather, I think. And just for that, he's in the penalty box, even though he's not on. So sit back, relax, enjoy the movies, the music, the movies of 2002.
The KOFB studio presents Milk Crates and Turntables, a music discussion podcast hosted by Scott McLean. Now, let's talk music. Enjoy the show.
Thank you, Amanda, for that wonderful introduction as usual. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. Welcome to the podcast. You know the name. I'm not going to say it. We're streaming live right now over a couple of pages on Facebook, X, Instagram, D-Live, Twitch, blah, blah, blah. A few other platforms, I think. And as I stated in the intro, the professor is absent tonight. He called in sick. The balls on that guy. He's becoming, he's becoming kind of his own little celebrity, right? Like Mark is. They each have their own little fan clubs and people, oh, I love Mark, or I love Lou. No one ever says they love me, though. Thanks. Yeah. You can comment, though, on YouTube. You can comment below. You love me. Or go to Apple. It's on all the podcasts. Yeah. Leave a comment if you can. Tell me how much you love me, please. I'm very insecure like that. I've been doing this so long, and I just haven't got over that hump. But speaking of humps,
Mark
What's up, buddy?
What's up? I like that intro.
I love it.
It's always spur of the moment. I never planned that shit.
I feel like I should have a wrestling outfit on, By the way, my sisters love you. They all love you.
Okay.
Yeah. They always ask about you, not me. So Scott's so funny. Scott's so wonderful. Yeah.
Allison, see, she's right there. I'm going to open up the chat right now, but on the side. Patty loves me. Allison loves me. Thank you. Thank you. I was becoming a little insecure. I'm a delicate flower. I'm sensitive. Yeah, sensitive as a porcupine.
There you go.
And your sister loves you too. Mom.
Oh, the show's getting mushy.
She said it to me first. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's really what matters to me, because it's all about me.
That's right.
I just got a phone call. Yeah. Spam.
I could go for some right now.
So I wanted to touch on this last week. We're talking about 2002, but this is not about 2002. I had sent you some videos, you and Lou, saying it's the greatest stage show I think you could ever see, other than Gore. Gore was absolute chaos, right?
Yeah.
Rest in peace. What was his name? Odorous Urungus. He was the lead singer. Rammstein.
Yeah.
Insane fireworks.
I was going to say
fire.
Real fire, not lasers, not smoke, but real fire.
See the video where he has that thing on his back and it shoots out like.
I was laughing. because they're so
Rammstein.
they're so serious when they're standing there doing that. They're like,
Oh, he's that dark German metal
Yeah.
god over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You know, Rammstein is like Kiss.
Huge.
Well, yeah, over there they're just like
They're
kings.
almost as popular as David Hasselhoff.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. Don't get carried away though. Don't get carried away. But yeah, just some insane fire. I mean, the guitars have flamethrowers attached to them.
It's Ace Frehley another step. Because Ace
Oh.
only had the little sparks, you know.
Ace Frehley isn't even in the same universe as
Mhm.
that. These guys, they mean, you know how hot that stage must get?
Oh God.
And then at one point across the stage, they shoot
Yeah.
like flamethrowers across the top, like probably 15 feet up, 20 feet up from, coming at each other. It's like, what the?
I guarantee you, every city they're going to play, when it's announced, there's a fire inspector and an alarm goes off in his office.
Well, I don't think they
Get over there.
I don't know if they've ever played, if they've played the States. I've never heard
They
of them.
have.
Have they?
Yeah, they have, but I don't know if they could. Well, it depends on the venue. You know,
It
you could do
depends
a.
on the venue. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kiss has that big,
I think
they-
Rammstein would be big enough to play Radio City. I know
Dude.
a lot of people that like them.
I would go see Rammstein just to see the show.
Yeah.
And they're great musicians.
Yeah.
They're like really good musicians. And it's a how can I put it? It's a different taste in music.
It's very German,
Yeah,
very
Yeah.
metal.
rock and metal and but it's not like that. That I don't understand that. That's metal stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, like they scream into the mic, and I never understood that one, man.
I guess
That-
I guess that they're the German version of our. Oh, what's the band where they wear the masks and they have like two drummers?
Slipknot.
They're kind of like a Slipknot because it's
I don't-
Slipknot is more of a feeling of an attitude with their music.
Yeah, Slipknot
And-
is that new metal
Yeah.
genre. They fall into that.
They don't have fire.
No one has fire like Rammstein. Why is my mic all fucking unorthodox here tonight? Dave Phillips, King of the 45s. Todd Soccer, Big Head Todd, the Wet Sprocket said there was 4, now there is 2. He's good at math. He's really good at math. Big Head Todd, the Wet Sprocket. Yeah.
You only got
Have
one
to
entertainer.
entertain me. How about if no one entertains you? How about if we just don't want to entertain you, Big Head Todd, the Wet Sprocket? Like, how about you entertain us and leave us alone?
Get him on the show.
He won't. He'd never come on the show.
I swore I would never. I was scared shitless.
He'd never come on the show. No,
That first time I was on, man.
he'd never come on the show. But you know what? Let me see something here. Let's try something. Well, we got time.
Yeah, your voice is a little like you have a noise gate on tonight.
Really?
It's like, you normally have noise suppression, but when you hear too much noise suppression, like
It drops?
when you talk quiet, it drops down. But it could be just what I'm hearing on my end.
No, I've been having issue with getting these things set up, getting my settings right. And I kind of tinkered with them the other day.
Oh, you're not going to like what you hear when you hear it because you don't have bass on your voice.
Really?
You sound okay. You sound fine, but
Right.
yeah,
Right.
play with that.
Yeah. Thanks. Now I'm self-conscious of this for the rest of the show. Let me get that off of there. What is that there? So now I'm going to talk close to the mic for the rest of the show. Let me see.
Talk in monotone.
Yeah, talk in monotone. Let's connect this. All right. Let's see if this works. Well, he can't because he's on his phone. I was going to say if he wants to be entertained, how about if he calls in
Right.
and he can entertain us? But he won't.
I'll sit back.
Yeah, and just listen to him go, da, 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 3 or 4, die. Remember that? The Pete Puma in the Bugs Bunny cartoon. Hey, how many lumps you want? Dad, 3 or 4. Dink, 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 dink. And the lumps come out of his head. Bugs Bunny hits him with a hammer in the head. Dad, 3 or 4. All right, it's time for 45 polka, buddy.
All right.
This is
Oh.
this is just you and me. Here you go. You're up right now.
All right.
At Go Records, Man for All Seasons, or Lonely Days by the Bee Gees.
Oh, Lonely
Oh,
Days.
okay, Lonely
That's a big one.
Days, Lonely Nights. All right, here's mine from ABC Paramount. Ugh. Little Tommy, I Walk On. Never love it. Little Tommy, Never Love Again. I am so bad at this. Oh,
Where's
so
Tom
bad
when you
at
need
this.
him?
Here you go. Number 2,
Yeah.
Mercury Records,
All right.
Leslie Gore, California Nights, or I'm Going Out. No,
California Night sounds like.
okay, we'll go with that name. Yeah, we'll go with that title. All right, let's see. Motown.
Yeah.
From last week. It's like a deck of cards. You get the same theme from Mahogany, Diana Ross.
All right.
All right, your third. Here's you go.
We're tied, I think.
I think so. Here you go from Bell Records.
Ooh.
Bell Records. Knock 3 Times from Dawn. Doesn't even say
Ooh.
Tony Orlando Dawn. It says Dawn.
They left Tony off.
Yeah, I guess that's what it was before they got their own show, or he got his own show.
Or maybe it's a remake.
All right, I need a biggie here.
Yeah.
Let's see
Don't
what I
scratch
got
him.
up.
Don't scratch
Yeah,
him.
don't scratch him. All right, here we go. From Stax Records.
Ooh.
I came out last week. Staple Singers, I'll Take You There.
I
Not
think
the
you
greatest
won.
hand. Not the greatest hand. So I walk on. Little Tommy. Theme from Mahogany. Diana Ross and the Staple Singers, I'll Take You There.
Mm-hmm.
Or Knock 3 Times by Dawn. California Nights by Leslie Gore. And Lonely Days by the Bee Gees.
It's a tough one. I think you might edge me out because you got Mahogany and
Yeah.
I'll Take You There.
I think in the Staple Singers, I'll Take You There was a pretty big hit in the
I mean,
70s.
Lonely Days wasn't a huge hit. Like
No, it wasn't a big
Yeah.
Bee Gees hit, but it was a
Yeah.
Bee Gees hit. Oh, I'll take the win.
You got it.
Yay!
Hey,
Not
Lou
even-
didn't win tonight.
Lou didn't win. Good. Put
Hey,
these
we-
back
we-
in the deck.
We know that if he messages in tonight, he's not really sick. You know.
No, well, he's going to be watching. You know he's going to be watching.
No, he wouldn't watch. No, so I could say anything I want about him.
He's not going to do a Liam Gallagher and watch the show from a distance. Like say, I can't make it. Then he's up there drinking and having a good time and heckling us. You don't think Lou will do that? No.
Yeah. He may show up behind one of us tonight. In our
California
studio.
Nights, of course. Dave Phillips, King of the 45, says California Nights. I had the 45.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it. What do we got? The music and movies of 2002. It was a pretty interesting year in music, I think, considering.
Better than I thought. Like usually when I go over it, I go, wow.
Right. Starting on January 1st, right away, Eric Clapton marries, God bless him, his 25-year-old American girlfriend in a surprise wedding ceremony at a church in the English village of Ripley, Surrey. Never just one fucking word.
No.
Jesus.
Water on river.
Yeah.
Chestnut on water.
So he married a 25-year-old. Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
January 8th, the Black Crowes announced they are taking a hiatus. Yeah. April Bernard, she loves me. And we love you too, April. We hope you're feeling better. January, they Black Crowes take a hiatus. January 14th, Adam Ant is committed to I remember this, committed to a psychiatric hospital 2 days after being arrested carrying a firearm into a London pub that Ant claims was fake. Was the pub fake or was the gun fake? See how these people write today? They have no writing skill whatsoever.
Run on sentences, yeah.
Yeah. April said she's still in the hospital. Well, tell the nurses we said hello and they better take care of you.
Yeah.
I remember that he had a kind of a nervous breakdown. He's I think he was diagnosed as maybe bipolar or something, or some derivative of that.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. January 18th, 2002, rapper C Murder, never heard of him,
Me
is
neither.
arrested and charged with second-degree murder.
He see murder. He do murder.
How ironic. How ironic. You know, see murder, do murder.
If you
Right?
see something, say
Yeah.
something.
I'll call myself see murder. Now I want to do murder. Yeah. But it was only second degree. Loser. Over the fatal shooting in a Harvey, Louisiana nightclub on January 12th. So let me see. January 18th to February 3rd. And I say February because that's the way it's spelled. The Big Day Out Festival takes place in Australia and New Zealand, headlined by The Prodigy.
Yeah.
The Prodigy was really the keyboardist. He was the guy that wrote the music. He's the one that produced the music. The vocalist Keith Flint, the guy looked like a crazy ass Bozo the Clown, Firestarter, and who ended up killing himself.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he ended up killing himself. Yeah, but Prodigy was really the keyboard player, and he wrote everything and produced everything. Never really said anything about it, but they got a lot of publicity, or they got a lot of airtime on MTV just because of the style of the videos and music. And still say the greatest video ever made is the uncut version of "Smack Your Bitch Up." Most insane video I've ever seen. It really, it's a story. It's not like just crazy shit like, like a Ministry video or something,
Yeah.
New World Order. Did you ever see that video by Ministry, New World Order?
Yes.
That's like just total anarchy and chaos. So Smack My Bitch Up. Good luck finding I found it once, the unedited version.
Okay.
And it's got one of the best twists in music video history. At the end, one of the best twists ever. Yeah, even if you don't see the original version, the ending is still the same.
Okay.
Crazy.
I didn't like Prodigy when they came out. I thought they were boring, and then
I
someone said,
love them.
"No, yeah, I know." But everyone told me I was crazy.
Yeah,
A few years back, I started listening to them, and I said, "Oh, another band I just didn't appreciate when
they were
out."
just different. The whole sound was different. Wasn't techno. It was like techno hard rock.
Yeah.
It's like heavy beats.
And they had one song that was really big on the radio. I cannot remember the name of it.
So you had Firestarter. You had well, let's see. Let's look it up. I got it right here.
My local K-Rock used to play one of their songs constantly.
Yeah. So you had 92. They had, let me see, Joe winded up out of space. Firestarter, music that jilted generation. Let's see. Now you got me wanting to find that hit. Let's see. And of course, now when I do this, everything gets slow. We'll think about it.
It's The Prodigy, by the way.
It's The Prodigy, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Not that one. They didn't really oh, well, hold on.
You got a phone ringing.
I got somebody calling. Hold on. Yeah, hold on 1 second. All right, you're on Milk Crates and Turntables live stream podcast live. Who is this?
Well, who the hell do you think it is?
Oh, here we go.
Turn them up.
I'm trying. Can you say that again, caller?
I said, who the hell do you think it is?
I don't know. Some schmo just decided to interrupt my show.
Don't be a hater because I still have a full head of hair.
Is this Big Head Todd the Wet Sprocket?
I figured I needed to call in to help liven up the show.
Oh, oh, oh,
I told you,
oh,
Scott. It's only me.
oh. Yeah, to liven up the show because
It's
what?
Mark.
Lou is just such a vibrant personality in his
Mark, you're
deadpan,
doing
dry, dark humor. He just had so much vibrance to the show. So, okay, asshole. You called the show. You interrupted the show. Fucking entertain us. Oh, wait, what? What the hell just happened? Hold on.
That's all, folks, and that's not what's going to happen.
Oh, wait. You just, so somebody thinks you're Dr. Pork Chop. They don't even, see, that's entertaining right there. So how are you going to entertain us? Come on, liven up this show. Come on.
Well,
like they always
first of
say.
all, I cannot. There's nothing I can say about
don't
2002
interrupt
that's
me.
going to keep you
Don't.
entertained.
I was talking. Do not interrupt me. Stop interrupting me. I'm the host of the show, not you. Don't interrupt me. I wasn't done when I was saying you'll listen and you'll listen good. Okay, buddy? Listen, if you call and you have a problem, have a solution, okay?
I can do this. I can do it. You ready? You wait.
He's going to hang up. Watch, he's going to hang up. Here we go. Click. Right?
Who taught me that?
Yeah.
Jack taught you that.
No. You know why I taught him? Because I do this. Get off my show. See, I just hung up on him. Idiot just gave me the opportunity to hang up on him.
Isn't it great to have that telephone sounding voice once in a while on the show? It is good to take a caller. Even if you're sweating over him. Yeah, you're like this.
No, I'm not. I don't sweat the small stuff. I
do. That's my problem.
Yeah.
As you know.
Let's see. Here it is. It's off of this album. In 97, The Fat of the Land came out from Prodigy. And that was kind of the one that launched them.
Okay. Yeah.
They actually still put out albums after he died. So the let me see. Where's the Smack My Bitch Up Fire Starter? Breathe with me. That
might be the song I heard.
Breathe with me. Yeah. That was the one.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one. All the questions you could have asked, missed opportunities. Now, there's no Big Head Todd the Wet Sprocket just commented in all the questions you could have asked, missed opportunities. No, we didn't miss anything with you, buddy. We didn't miss nothing with you. And Robert Kirkman, a.k.a. the real Dr. Pork Chop, what are we talking about tonight? We're talking about the music and movies of 2002. Now, back to the show. Let's see.
Okay.
Let me say I jumped ahead a couple times.
We talked about Prodigy, so find that.
Yeah. Now I have to get back to my marker because, well, I jumped ahead to try to find one song. And, well, now, there we go. And here we go. Back to this. Okay, yep, Prodigy. January 23rd, 2002, Virgin Records buys out its contract with Mariah Carey for $28 million, essentially paying her to not record any more music for the label. Wow. Guess she was just a 90s girl.
I bet you Yoko wish she had that deal.
Yoko has John Lennon money, so I don't think she really. But I would say Mariah Carey's probably. You think she's worth more than Yoko? Her catalog versus John Lennon's catalog.
You know, she was huge.
While I'm doing this, look that up. Get net worth for Mariah Carey and net worth for. This is a you make the call. So who do you think? Before you do it, who do you think?
I'm going to say, and this is going to be unpopular, Mariah Carey.
I'd say Mariah Carey just because she has the greatest Christmas song ever written.
Okay. So according to what I'm seeing, you know, because the internet's always right, she's worth $350 million.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Net worth for
Yoko is probably like, I'd say 100 and something maybe. But she gets all that Beatles money too.
150 million.
I thought so. 100, yeah.
That's it. That's all she's got, man.
That's it. Loser. Another loser. Yeah. February 3rd. Probably the greatest Super Bowl halftime performance ever. U2
Oh, that was
performed
great.
during the halftime show
Yeah.
where the Patriots won the Super Bowl against the Los Angeles Rams. Thank you. St. Louis
Did
Rams at the
Liverpool
time.
win? I don't know. Yeah.
Chance. Hold on, let me drink some coffee. I need coffee now.
Coffee at night. That's not wise.
Well, for a 3-hour podcast,
We're going 3 tonight? Oh, no.
no, we never know what we're going to do.
I know.
So let's see. On February 4th, Kiss bassist Gene Simmons has a notoriously antagonistic interview with your girl, Terry Gross.
I
This
remember
is fresh
that.
air.
I
This
heard
is
his
fresh air.
I
I'm
heard his
Terry
tongue.
Gross.
I love
Yeah.
Terry Gross.
On National Public Radio, Simmons continuously baits the host with sexual come-ons throughout the interview, while Gross repeatedly calls Simmons obnoxious. Simmons refuses to grant NPR permission to post the interview online, but unauthorized transcripts and audio exist.
I've heard it.
Well, I guess that was probably on the radio, and then they wanted to post it online.
Well, you know what she did?
their
She was
website.
dumb. She fed into his schlock, and she got caught. She didn't realize that he was leading her on to do that.
And she got comfortable,
Yeah.
thinking everybody loves Terry Gross. Hi, this is Fresh Air. I'm Terry Gross. Yeah, you're gross, all right. I used to like her, then she got political. I used to like her. Then I started hearing the way that was going. And I said, no, I'm serious. I used to like listening to that on my way home from work.
Yeah.
But then I started noticing like it wasn't what it used to be. It seemed to have an agenda, whereas before she'd have authors and she'd have everybody. And she was a good interviewer, but then I started hearing and I wasn't, trust me, this was before I walked away. I was still, and I said, it's just not funny. It just stopped being, it lost its appeal.
About a year ago, she had an airline stewardess on. She wrote a book about being an airline. I want to buy the book. And she was telling all these stories. And man, there's some disgusting people on airlines. I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's why I don't fly.
Let's see. February 13th, 2002, Jennifer Lopez becomes the first singer to have a remix album. J to the L to the O. The remixes debut at #1, selling over 156,000 copies.
I got my copy.
February 15th, 2002, U.S. singer Britney Spears. I still love Britney. I don't care. She's crazier than a sprayed roach. I still love Britney.
Oops,
she still looks good,
again.
too. I don't care what anybody says. You see that Instagrams of her on the stripper pole? She still looks good. Had a couple kids, still looks good. Britney
That
Spears
shit crazy. She still looks good.
That shit crazy. But sometimes batshit crazy can be fun as long as she's not batshit crazy like violent or which I never had tolerance for batshit crazy. Period.
Like Left Eye.
I like no lighting houses on fire. I mean I dated a lot of girls and some of them I kind of got the vibe like beautiful girl, beautiful. I'm like you got to go. I don't care how good looking you are. I'm not putting up with your shit.
Get out of my house.
Yeah. I had a dude. I have a friend who's just dating this girl, right? And he said one night, it was like probably, I don't know. He said it was like 3 a.m. And he just all of a sudden he wakes up to her screaming at him and kind of hitting him and pushing him, saying, "Get out of my house. Get the fuck out of my house." And he was sleeping. Like she just snapped in the middle of the night. I go, "What did you do?" He said, "I got the fuck out of the house."
Do you have his clothes on?
I got dressed. He's like, "What the fuck?" And she's just screaming at him. Like fucking out of nowhere. He goes, "We didn't go to bed having a fight. We didn't do, they weren't living together, obviously, but and she just fucking snapped on him.
Wow.
Like, I'm like, dude, that is like, why would you ever go back to that?
Yeah.
You go to bed like with one eye open, literally. Sleep with one eye open. Clutching your pillow tight.
The bed might be set on fire.
Yeah. So let me see. Britney Spears takes her first starring role in Crossroads, a teen drama road film alongside Zoe Saldana. She's been around. Pretty girl too, Zoe Saldana. Good looking girl. Although the film is largely panned, it is commercially successful, grossing $61.1 million worldwide against a $12 million budget. Let me see. Big Head Todd the Wet Sprocket says, I tried calling back to say, no joke, I haven't missed an episode so far. Well, you didn't have to call back. You just let us know. Thank you.
Why don't you
Have a good drive home.
let him talk for 1 minute? Give him a minute.
Said he tried to call back. I don't see where he tried to call. Let me see.
That's right. You would have heard the phone ring.
I would have heard it. Yeah. So I think, see, he's lying to me now. He's like a psycho girlfriend lying to me.
Someone
just
who's listened
lies.
to every show so far. You gotta, give props.
No, I don't have to give him shit. So anyway,
I'm a
let's see.
peacemaker.
February 27th, the 44th annual Grammy Awards are presented in Los Angeles, hosted by Jon Stewart, he has another show. He has a new show, by the way.
Mhm.
Is this a call-in show now? Marie Martin, I mean, if you want to call in too, I don't know where this would go, but let's see. Here's the number up on the screen. 561-212-4915. I don't know.
212. Is this Manhattan?
561-212. Now, is that the exchange in Manhattan?
That's Manhattan. 212.
Oh, well, this is Boca, not that shithole Manhattan.
Oh, the
Thank you.
fighting words. Come on.
Shithole Manhattan.
Listen, I respect Boston.
I'm in Boca. I'm not in Boston.
Yeah,
I'm in the Boca Raton, buddy. So
Boca.
That's right. That's right.
How
The
about
land
Ocala?
of the Boca Babes.
How about
land
Ocala?
Huh?
How about Ocala? I hear that's better.
Yeah. A lot of horse faces up there.
And horse asses.
Yeah. Let's see. Where was I before Marie Martin interrupted me?
Crossroads.
Yeah. Go straight to the KOP voicemail. What?
Yeah, that happened to me before I was on the show. You told me to call in one night and it went right to the voicemail.
Well, let me see something. Hold on. See, now I got it. Where's my fucking phone?
Wow,
I'm
you're
losing my
all out of
mind.
sorts tonight.
Where's my phone? Like, here it is. Jesus.
You
It's
put it in
hiding
the
behind
tape.
my box of shitty 45s. Shitty 45s. I know my mics. Let me see. I'm going to try to
Shitty.
call myself now and see what's going on here. Let's see.
Oh, this is great show for people driving, listening. They're
Yeah.
not gonna fall
Well, this is all tonight. Let me see. What's my number? 4915. Let's see where this goes. Let's see. Come on.
You have reached the KOFB studio.
Yeah.
You didn't pay your bill, Scott.
I don't know. You know what? I'm going to shut it off and turn it back on. Now I can still read this shit. The 44th annual Grammy Awards are presented in Los Angeles, hosted by Jon Stewart. The soundtrack for the film "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" Funny ass fucking.
Oh yeah, we're in a pickle, Dick.
Funny ass movie, man. Wins album of the year, while U2's "Walk On" wins record of the year. Alicia Keys wins song of the year for "Fallen" and best new artist. Why did that go right to voicemail? That's kind of strange. Let's see. So that ended February. Going into March 7th. Nothing there. March 12th, Silverchair withdraw from the Gone South Festival in Australia after Daniel Johns contracts reactive arthritis. That kid, Silverchair is a group from Australia.
Yeah.
They had a couple of hits, small hits. And that kid suffered from anorexia. Then he ended up with the arthritis. It's like,
damn.
Yeah. And he was young. That was a young band.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, it works again. That was me calling me. So if you want to call.
Over a year ago, I tried to call in. That same thing happened. It's weird.
Yeah.
Maybe when you answer one call, it kind of.
I don't know. Messes it up. Here we go. March 15th, Liverpool Airport is rechristened Liverpool John Lennon Airport in an official ceremony.
And Paul McCartney was pissed.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. March 15th, 2002, Celine Dion returns to the music scene after a 4-year absence with the album A New Day Has Come. What's up with her? I know her husband died. And she went like she really lost it. Is she
She's
sick or something?
she's just showing her age, I think, too. She's singing. She's doing a Vegas thing, I think.
Oh, okay.
But she looked, I looked at her and I went, wow, it's been a few years.
Yeah. Yeah. April 17th. I don't believe I can't give them this title. Pop punk giants. Pop punk. It's more like pop. Pop giants. Blink 182
Oh, yeah, pop.
and Green Day. Ugh. Co-headline a 2-month pop disaster tour. Yeah, it's a fucking disaster.
It's like Lit. Remember Lit? They were pop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. All right. April 25th, 2002. Member of the R&B group TLC, Lisa Left Eye Lopez dies in a car accident in Honduras.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, driving too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. April 27th and 28th, the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival takes place in California, headlined by Bjork and Oasis. The
Wow.
lineup also features the Chemical Brothers, The Prodigy, Cake, not a big fan, Foo Fighters, Jack Johnson, Queens of the Stone Age, The Strokes, The Vines, Belle and Sebastian.
Okay, so Jack Johnson was where you went and took a nap.
Yeah. This year marks the festival's return to its original 2-day format. Speaking of earlier, May 8th, 2002, Mariah Carey signs a new contract with Island Def Jam Music Group. May 12th, 2002, We Will Rock You, a jukebox musical based on the song of Queen, opens at the Dominion Theatre in London, England, and it probably closed within a week.
Deservedly so.
Why? He just said it doesn't work again. Let's see.
You want me to try it?
No, I'm going to try this one more time, and if it doesn't work, fine.
See, you're a local call. Me and Todd are calling from outside the area.
I have. Yeah, try a call and see what happens while I'm reading this. May 22nd, members of Alien Ant Farm are injured.
Works for me.
It works.
Okay.
Todd just doesn't know how to use a phone. Let me see. Members of Alien Ant Farm are injured.
They were trying to do the moonwalk.
Alien Ant Farm, known for their remake of Smooth Criminal.
How are they injured?
Oh my God. I don't. Here we go. What? See.
Turn them up.
What? Are you there? Are you there?
It's a crank call. Are you home alone?
Look at, he doesn't even know how to. I got it. It's all hooked up. It's ready to go. He's just. I don't know.
He's gonna say I'm in your house.
Is he breathing? Am I missing the heavy breathing? All right, he's got himself. I don't know. I'm hanging up. Well, on with the show. A nice try, but we're done here.
Crank call.
Let me see. Yeah, the Alien Ant Farm injured early morning tour bus crash in Spain that claimed the life of the driver. On May 25th, 2002, May 25th, 2002, the 47th Eurovision Song Contest is held and nobody cares.
Who won?
May 26th, 2002, Eminem releases The Eminem Show, one of the best-selling hip-hop albums of 2002. I was never a fan.
I liked him or hated him.
style.
Some of his songs I loved.
I didn't like his style. I didn't like.
Without
I thought
Me?
there was too.
Oh, I loved
Yeah.
Without Me. Nah, 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 nah.
No, I liked from what was it? From his movie. It won an Academy
8
Award.
Mile.
Yeah.
The
I
movie
like
was
that.
really
song.
good, and I love the movie.
Dun. I like that, but I didn't really like it. I don't
Yep.
like his style.
What was
Give me
screwed up in that
Rakim
movie?
style every day.
What
What?
was screwed up in that movie is when he came home and then his mother was dating the guy he went to school with, and he's like, "I'm your stepdad now." That was fucked up. And then that rap, "Now you live in home with your mother."
Let me see. June 4th, Avril Lavigne releases her debut album, Let Go. And then eventually there's this whole, I talked about this before, there's this whole Avril Lavigne conspiracy
Yeah.
like thing out there that, oh, Jesus. What? What the hell?
Is it working?
Yeah.
Nice. Me? Well, I got in the car and I drove
Oh my
about
God.
a half mile away and got to another position. So
You assumed the position just for me? Thank you. I appreciate
that's what
that.
I said. That's what I
Yeah,
said.
yeah. And you're
Exactly.
used to assuming the
You're the one
position,
with the
I'm
elbow-
sure.
Hey, dude, you're the one with the elbows on the table, not
Yeah,
me.
well, that was a mistake. You did yours on purpose. That's the difference.
Hey, 30 seconds, I'll summarize. First concert,
Please do.
Jerry Reed, 1983, Erie County Fair. Best concert I ever saw was Depeche Mode in Sacramento in 2002.
Cool.
Worked security just like you, Canada Security, except I ran the operation at Rayleigh Field for the River Cats. Sammy Hagar put on the best concert out of all of them, and I saw everybody from Hart to Sammy Hagar. I mean, yeah, the list goes on and on. I'm just trying to get it all in, Scott, because you're never going to invite me to call in ever again.
This really is. First of all, I don't remember asking for this information. I don't remember.
That's what you. That's what you asked all your guests.
What?
Don't interrupt them. Don't interrupt them. It's a call-in. Come on.
Okay, all right. Keep talking. Jesus Christ.
That's who you. Those are the questions you ask all your guests.
Yeah, because I'm loaded with guests on this podcast. It just
That's right. It's a
the
call-in
phone
show.
rings every episode. I know.
Yeah, people from the Go-Go's call in.
I saw them in concert. Amazing concert.
No, it wasn't.
B-52s, Psychedelic Furs, and the Go-Go's. Great show.
Yeah, great.
And agreed.
You would
Sammy
have been
Hagar put on
dancing. You would have been dancing on the tables if you were there, Scott. I know.
No. I saw the B-52s. I wasn't dancing on the table. I saw the original B-52s.
So
before the guitarist died.
A great show idea are
Here we
bands that you don't normally mention, like, as an example, my friend introduced me to the Pursuit of Happiness. One of my favorites was Love Junk. Great album.
That's a good album. That is a good album. Yes, I must admit.
Yeah,
it's a good album.
You're gonna get you might actually get one extra viewer if you did that kind of a show.
I don't really need viewers.
And then the last thing I want to say is jump out of your comfort zone, get a little country, maybe show a little tribute to Toby Keith, one of the greatest songwriters and singers.
I did a tribute to him on our show, Music Relish.
Well, fucking you two have at it. Here, go ahead. Here's your time to shine, big head Todd DeWitt Sprocket. And Mark, tribute away.
Mark,
what the hell? Why not? We're at this point.
So Mark, my ringtone on my phone, it has been for a couple years now, is I want to be a cowboy. I should have been a cowboy. It rings for everybody except for my wife.
You mean I want to be a cowboy so I can get a cowgirl?
That's the one. That's the song they were playing for you when you had your elbows on that metal table.
That's the real version. That's the real version. Toby Keith.
That's right.
So you've gone to the well on the elbows on the table twice, and it's failed miserably. So move on to something else, please. Come on, you two talk about Toby Keith. Go ahead.
Are laughing hysterically right now.
No,
all three of them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Talk about Toby Keith. Go ahead.
All right. So my favorite Toby Keith song is Clancy's Tavern.
God,
makes me cry when I hear it.
Yeah, I like the whole Shockin' Y'all album. It was just amazing. His songs like "I Love This Bar" and "American Soldier" and all those. I mean, they're just he's a true American, and he's brought on a lot of stars on his album and stuff like that, and created a lot of great country singers. So
kind of reminded me of Merle Haggard in a way.
Right. Right. So I think with him, you just got to appreciate life.
Don't
you know that we all have a time coming.
Don't start getting all fucking sentimental.
You gotta love what you have.
Jesus
Christ. Friendships with Scott.
Are you fucking? Should I just start dishing out razor blades? What the fuck is? What are you talking about? Appreciate life. You're the softest mother. You got soft,
No,
boy.
I'm the softest.
No, this guy right here was tough as nails, alpha male to the bone, and now he's like, gotta appreciate life. And you never know, any day could be your day, and and Toby Keith day, and he preached. And I love life. I love you, man. I love you. It's life, man. Don't take it for granted. Yeah. You never know. Look at Toby
Are you
Keith.
done?
Look at.
Are you done? Are you done?
Toby Keith is dead. Toby
You're-
Keith is dead.
You just lost all your fans.
Toby. He loved life. He loved it.
He did.
He loved it.
Performed right up to the end.
He was a great country man. Yeah, him in his stupid hat. All right, are we done with this segment?
Think he's done?
Oh, I'm
He
done.
might be done.
I'm done.
He's done like bacon.
Done.
Come on, ask me a question. Ask me about concerts. Come on, ask me anything.
No. See, this is taking up way too much time. Where's Lou? See, if Lou was here, this wouldn't be going on.
That's the reason Todd's on, is because Lou's not here.
All right, listen, I'm just going to keep reading and you guys comment, okay? I'm just going to let me get through this, please.
Yeah, because I got my favorite albums and movies.
Yeah. June 5th.
From 2002, Mark, there's good movies
yeah.
and good music.
Yes.
There is?
Yeah.
Have you listened to the list Scott was talking about? There hasn't been a single good artist so far.
Oh, I got some good ones.
Jesus. Jesus. Okay. Are we done? I mean,
Go ahead. No?
U.S. June 5th, 2002, U.S. soul and R&B singer R. Kelly is charged with 21 counts of having sexual intercourse with a minor after a videotape allegedly showing him engaged in sexual acts and peeing on a girl.
Oh.
Is broadcast on the internet. Yay.
And he said it wasn't me.
Wasn't me. June 11th, 2002, Paul McCartney marries second wife Heather Mills. That was a mistake.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
That was a mistake.
That was like Bruce Springsteen's first wife.
Yeah. On June 11th, also, American Idol premieres on Fox. What's that noise? You hear that noise?
Yeah. Wind.
What is he driving with his windows down?
Eh.
No, they're up.
No, they're up. No, they're up. Well, you got
That's
a
me
fucking
rolling
noisy
my
car
eyes,
there.
Scott. You can hear me
at this.
rolling my eyes.
Look at Dave Phillips, King of the 45, saying good night, guys.
Which means he'll be up for another half hour listening.
Yeah, he's gonna pop back in an hour. Okay. Let me see. Korn releases the 5th studio album, Untouchables.
Yeah, good album.
Yeah, all good albums. David Bowie releases his 22nd studio album, Heathen.
Oh,
The
great
album marks a commercial comeback for Bowie in the U.S., becoming his highest charting album in the country since 1984's Tonight, which was a good album.
Yes.
Let me see. June 12th, BMG Music agrees to acquire the rest of Nobody Cares. June 15th, 2002, the Los Angeles, California U.S. radio station K-Rock. That's Todd's channel. Todd, you're up listening to K-Rock.
KROQ,
Yep.
rock of the 80s.
Yep. Airs the 10th annual Weenie Roast Show with Bad Religion, Hoobastank, Jack Johnson, Jimmy Eat World, Moby, Newfound Glory, POD, Papa Roach, Puddle of Mud, all the popular bands at the time.
Get
The
Jack
Strokes,
Johnson out of
System of a Down, never liked them. Unwritten Law, The Vines, The Violent Femmes, and Rob Zombie.
there.
Yeah. Let me see.
Again, Jack Johnson was the nap portion of the show. Jeez.
June 18th, 2002, Mexican pop singer Paulina Rubio releases Who Cares?
I
Let
like
me
her.
see. Yeah,
like
well,
her.
keep liking her. June 19th, 2002, Hikaru Utada releases an album, and it sold 2 million albums, 2 million,
Is that
2.3
the song
million
from
albums in a
Lion?
week.
That's the song from Lion King.
Yeah, Hikaru Utada releases the album Deep River, which sold 2.3 million copies in a week. Yeah. Let me see. Wait, we lost that background sound. This will be her 3rd time at #1 on the year-ending rankings, particular. Oh, gee, he's gone. Gee, that's too bad.
He
I
went through a
really
mountain
missed that
pass.
fucking background noise. I really missed that white noise that he was producing. See, he had nothing to contribute.
Yeah, but he's
Nothing.
your good friend. You got to let him on some.
No, that means I don't have to let him on. We lost Dave Phillips, king of the 45s.
Yeah.
June 20th, 2002, pop star Britney Spears, at only 20 years of age, is ranked by Forbes as the world's most powerful celebrity.
But she wasn't as good at singing as Christina Aguilera.
Yeah, Christine had a voice.
Yeah.
Let me see. June 21st to 23rd, the first Bonnaroo Music Festival is held in Tennessee. Performers include Widespread Panic, Government Mule, and Norah Jones.
Yeah.
June 25th, 2002, Will Smith also comes back with new release of his third solo album, Born to Reign, which contained more music that he bought off other people and just changed the lyrics. That's all he ever did. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
All his hits, other than when he was with DJ Jazzy Jeff, all his hits were basically other people's music.
Well, he sampled huge portions of tracks.
He sampled the whole song.
Yeah.
And he just changed lyrics.
Yeah.
Look at, credit for being lazy and striking, lightning striking in a bottle, but that's all that was, is lazy.
Yeah.
He didn't produce, there was nothing original produced on those things.
You're right, because you could take a tiny sample and turn it into another song.
He took
He
the
wasn't
whole
doing that.
song,
Yeah.
Forget Me Nots,
Yeah.
and created Men in Black.
Yeah.
The whole tune.
What was the one about being a single dad? That sampled a really big song.
Yeah, that's all he did was
Yeah.
he would buy other people's songs, and they would get a writing credit. He would get all the credit for the song, get the majority of the money.
But
and
you
just
know what?
kinda
At least they made some money. Those people.
Well, yeah, but I don't give him credit for being talented.
Yeah, I never thought of him as this eloquent rapper.
No,
Yeah.
no, he was kind of a clown. He's bubblegum rap, as I called it. Let's see. June 27th, 2002, the Who bassist John Entwistle was found dead in a Vegas hotel room on the eve of the band's new tour at aged 57.
Did you ever see the pictures of him from the night he died?
No.
They're out there. He's sitting with some couple at a table partying, and his eyes are like this. He was
Really?
doing a lot of blow.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know how that happened.
Yeah. June 30th, 2002, the Glastonbury Festival features headline acts Coldplay, Garbage, Stereophonics, Orbital, Roger Waters, Rod Stewart, and Air.
Coldplay are not garbage. Stop it.
Air. Was that like the other half of Air Supply?
No,
They
that's
break
a weird band. They're considered progressive, but they're too light for me to be progressive. I don't know what.
Okay.
Oh, Glastonbury will put anybody on that bill. That's what I like about it.
Okay.
They had Dolly
Right.
Parton a few years back,
Yep. July 6th, 2002, Michael Jackson stages a public protest against Sony Music chairman Tommy Mottola, accusing him of taking part in a racist conspiracy within the music industry to exploit black recording artists. Sony responds with a statement calling Jackson's remarks ludicrous, who later became a big rapper. Ludicrous, spiteful, and hurtful. Is that like Mo, Larry, and Curly? That was even a rap group. Let me see. Hi, Joanne Kozborski. I love you. And I'll tell Joanne, April, if she's watching, she can tell her why. She's in the hospital. I don't want to send out anyone's medical information. We have a HIPAA law here on
careful.
Turntables.
Yeah.
We have a HIPAA law.
$20,000 for the first offense.
Dr. Vera would be very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. Let's see. July 9th, Red Hot Chili Peppers' eighth studio album, by the way, is released. It sold 286,000 copies in the U.S. during its first week, peaking at number 2 on the Billboard 200. It goes on to sell over 2 million copies in the U.S.
God.
On July 12th, 2002, Buck Cherry breaks up. Oh, jeez. I remember that day like it was yesterday.
They were touted as the next Van Halen. I never got it.
Never did either.
They're back.
Yeah.
They're still playing.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
They break up on the heels of lead singer Josh Todd's decision to quit the group. They would reunite in 2005. July 20th to 21st, The Splendor in the Grass Music Festival takes place in Byron Bay, Australia, headlined by Gomez and Supergrass. Why not? Splendor in the Grass, headlined by Supergrass.
Right?
Hey.
Ooh.
July 23rd, 2002, My Chemical Romance's first album, I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love, is released in public.
Emo.
Yeah. July 28th, the Area 2 Festival featuring headline acts Moby. Why is he put ahead of David Bowie,
Wow.
Busta Rhymes, Ash, and Blue Man Group? Begin a 3-week tour in Washington, D.C.
Bowie, in that time period, he was seen as the old man when he was with those younger bands. So they would always, don't forget, he opened for 9 Inch Nails on that tour.
Yeah.
And my niece said that he played, no, I'm sorry, 9 Inch Nails opened, but when
Yeah.
they finished, half the arena emptied out.
Yeah.
They were the big band at the time.
Yeah, that's why he had that whole thing with Morrissey. When Morrissey was touring with him, he wanted there was Morrissey was this was like 91, 92, and Morrissey was at his peak, absolute peak. The Smiths just broke up. He had just released an album. He was on all the nighttime show, the late night shows, and Bowie started noticing something. He said, "Hey, how about if you finish your last song and I come on halfway through and help you finish it, then you just kind of exit the stage." And
What did Morrissey
I
say?
think Morrissey did it once, and he was like, "You know what? Fuck him. I know what he's doing. He's trying to keep the audience."
Yeah.
And he said, "I quit the tour." He said, "I would never kneel at the altar of Bowie."
Oh.
Yeah, he said, "I would never kneel at the altar," which is what Bowie wanted.
Bowie
So-
made a mistake later in his career. He still tried to do arenas, and there was a point where he had to accept that he was only going to do things like Radio City Music Hall. And he finally got it. He started doing smaller theaters, but yeah, it's embarrassing when someone only half fills an arena. It's not good.
Right. And you would think that he has the catalog to carry it.
Yeah. I
know?
think now, unfortunately, if he had lived, that Black Star album would have gotten him back. I think he would have done like a Let's Dance type thing of where he would have been in arenas because
Well, that's what they do now. They do the 25th anniversary of. So some years back, over a decade ago, I discovered this group. They were at the Hard Rock Hotel in a small venue down in Hollywood, Florida, and they were called Classic Albums Live. And what they did was they'd all dress in black, and they would do an album track for track from the beginning to end, sound for sound. They would recreate it right there on stage in front of you. It's fucking brilliant. They don't interact with the audience.
Yep.
They just next song. And it was fucking brilliant. Saw Dark Side of the Moon, saw Abbey Road, saw, a whole bunch of they just did it all. They were out of Canada.
Yeah.
They tore around. They kind of caught on. But then when that particular part of the show was over, they'd leave, then they'd come back. Now they can be a little loose with the audience and interact with them, and they would do a greatest hits,
Okay.
of that particular group. And then I started noticing that bands started doing that.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to tour our album and we're going to do it cut for cut. Somebody caught on to that.
Yeah.
It was like, we need to start doing this because that's actually a pretty good idea, So yeah, saw bands start doing that. Bowie could have done that easily.
Yeah. The first one I remember was Peter Gabriel. He was kind of like leveling out, and he didn't tour the US for a while. And what was the album with Sledgehammer? So when that anniversary came up, he did a big tour that sold out in America,
Yeah.
Formed the whole album. But it's a wise decision because the fans love that. It's like playing the album, but it's live.
Yep.
You hear the whole album.
Yep. Let's see. Moving on. August 19th, Nickelback leaves the stage during the second song of their performance at the Ilha do Hermal Festival in Portugal after being relentlessly pelted with rocks and bottles by the crowd. Poor fucking Nickelback. That band just will never. They're infamous for not getting respect but they still around. They never gave up.
They don't get respect, but they have millions of fans. Go
Yeah,
figure.
it's fucking
know?
insane. That
I
is
can't
that is
stand
a
'em.
bizarre
Yeah.
thing.
I can't
It's a
stand them, but
phenomenon.
they got a lot. They can still tour arenas. How many rock bands can do
They're
that?
Canadian, right?
Yeah.
So they can still tour. Oh yeah, I came up with a theory recently. So
Uh,
we talk about why Gordon Lightfoot isn't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We talk about why Joan Armatrading isn't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and there's a few others. And I believe it's because they spent the majority of their time in their country.
good
Gordon
point.
Lightfoot just stayed in Canada. He didn't want to come back to LA and do all albums and get into that. He did it already. He didn't like it,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
Joan Armatrading spends most of her time over in England
Right. Good point.
doing her thing, making her albums over there. And I think the idiots at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame take that as a slight. Well, they didn't spend enough time. It's not a, it's not a
Okay.
criteria.
Okay, but Jay Giles' band spends a lot of time in the U.S. and they're still not in.
Right. Dave's
They-
gone, so
they
I don't
pissed
think
somebody off.
they belong. I don't think they. I think they're kind of a B-level rock band, who never really like hit the big time. They were popular, they were good radio music, but I don't think Jay Giles' band was like over the top great.
Are they seen as heroes in Boston like
Oh
some of the other bands?
local
Yeah.
heroes, like
Yeah.
Aerosmith and the Cars, and
Yeah.
they of course they're probably number on Boston. So I'd say they're probably number 4 on that list.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
so where were we? August 27th, Queens of the Stone Age released their critically acclaimed album "Songs for the Deaf,"
Good album.
featuring Dave Grohl on drums.
Mm-hmm.
September 3rd, 2002, Napster is shut down for good after a judge denies a bid from Bertelsmann to purchase its assets. And I got about 10,000 songs off that thing.
I was just gonna say, fuck them, because people got to pay for their music, but you got
Well,
10,000
I told you the
songs.
story. I've said it a number of times. When I went into, it was called Coconuts. It was a record store down the street from me in Hollywood. And I wanted to buy London Calling, the CD, and it was like
Mhm.
$24
Uh-huh.
back in 1999. It was $24. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Absolutely. Yeah.
This thing has made its money twice already. What are you charging $24 for a CD? You know why? Because they were banking on our generation, the late baby boomers, who wanted to replace their vinyl collection with CD collection. They want to replace every album they had in their vinyl. So the record companies are trying to capitalize on that.
Yeah.
And they'll charge $24
Yeah.
in 1999 for a fucking London Calling by The
Yeah.
Clash.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no. I went into work the next day. One guy I worked with is a computer whiz. Another guy, they were telling me all about DSL and this, that, get Napster, da-da-da. And I went in. At first, I didn't have DSL. And it was like, tick, tick, tick. One song took like 40 minutes to download, right? I got DSL, buddy. It was screaming. I would come home from work, and I thought anything I could think of, I just downloaded it. I'm
Look,
like, you know what? Screw the record industry. I don't
You
care.
you
The
got a great
artists,
point. I mean,
know?
when vinyl was out and cassettes were out, you didn't go broke buying an album.
No.
I spent $6.99, max $9.99,
Yeah.
cassettes, whatever. Yeah, the industry came out with a great format. CD is my favorite format. It's if it's done right, it's what the artist heard in the studio. You are hearing a great, but $19.99 for some old album, that's their fault. They're greedy.
Yeah.
Greedy, you know.
And
Yeah.
that was like, I was like, nah. And I'm sorry for the artists, but I'm not
Ah,
sorry.
They made their money.
Yeah, but I'm not sorry.
Actually, if you had bought London Calling, they would have gotten maybe 5 cents from
Yeah.
1999. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was one of those Napster rebels. September 4th, Kelly Clarkson becomes the first winner of the television contest American Idol.
Wow, a long time ago.
Remember the kid that was with her, Jason? I think he had like this. Was that his name? It was this big deal. He had this like really kind of afro. I think he was biracial, and
yeah.
I forget his name, but they tried to capitalize on that. You know, Kelly and whatever his name was, Justin or something like that. And like they made a movie with those two in it. They tried to make them like this whole, and that was a flop.
Yeah.
And the kid just kind of fizzled out. Well, Kelly,
She's got a
good
career.
for her for having longevity. God bless her.
I think she's the only winner that's had a good career. None of the other winners had a. Ruben Stoddard had one album. He never heard
Yeah.
of him again.
And
you know?
when there was a few, but they never really. The dude with the gray hair that looked like Michael McDonald, that dude, like that was like they never really go on to be that successful.
No.
It's the people that I remember when the Zach Brown band was in there. Is that what
They
called?
were? I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah. They got voted off. Like they got.
Because they were good.
Yeah, well, they went on to become Fantasia. Yeah, Kevin Corgan, Fantasia Barrera, I think her name was. Yeah, she went on to kind of do nothing. I think she might have done some Broadway or something. I don't know.
You know what it
but-
is? They're not ready for that. They get offered all these things, and if you take the wrong offer, your career's. Kelly Clarkson was smart. She obviously knew what she was doing.
Yeah, and then there's the blonde girl, but she didn't win it. But she's I think she's a country girl.
There were a few that didn't finish, but they became kind of
They
famous.
became
Yeah, but
real
it's the
famous, yeah.
winners. Yeah.
Yeah, the Zach Brown band is still around today.
Oh yeah, they're like the Grateful Dead of that.
Carrie
folk
Underwood,
country.
yeah. Big
Carrie
Head
Underwood.
Todd DeWitt Sprocket finally contributes something to the show. Thank God it wasn't through a phone call. By the way, I'm turning the phone off just in case.
Just the fact that he said Sammy Hagar is one of the best shows he ever saw. I agree. Sammy Hagar is great.
I hear he puts on a great show.
He's the blue collar of rock and roll. He comes out and does his best every time.
Let's see. September 11th, 2002, Maria Fredrickson of Roxette is injured in a domestic accident. Ooh, leading to the discovery of a brain tumor.
Ooh.
I remember she died from that too.
Oh.
Yeah. September 20th, 2002, Courtney Love. I love Courtney Love. Always loved her. I don't care what anybody says.
Hey, she had the best songwriters writing albums for her.
Yeah, but that second album, Live Through This.
Yeah.
Perfect album.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
Fucking perfect album. It really is. I love that album. Let's see. Courtney Love announces that her legal dispute with the surviving members of Nirvana has been resolved, paving the way for the unreleased track You Know You're Right to be included in an upcoming compilation. So, September 25th, 2002, Disney Radio Disney Jams Volume 5 gets released onto CD. Who gives a fuck about that? I know. September 28th, 2002, a stretch of Tennessee State Route 19 is officially named for Tina Turner, who was born and raised in nearby Nutbush, Tennessee. There you go.
It went up to the city limits.
Yeah. October 2nd, Robbie Williams signs a new 6-album deal with EMI for 80 million pounds.
Jimmy
Most lucrative.
Page's favorite name.
Arch nemesis. Also on October 2nd, 2002, Christine Aguilera releases her controversial music video for the song Dirty, the lead single from her second album, Stripped. And I say dirty because it's Dirrty.
Yeah, not D-U-R-R-T.
See, I'm doing the podcast. I have to say R instead of ah. People, I have to be
Do it like
cognizant.
Jersey. R-R.
Yeah. It's Dirty. So, October 23rd, while driving home from a studio session, Kanye West falls asleep at the wheel and gets in a head-on crash, causing his jaw to be wired shut. Well, a lot of people wish his jaw was still wired shut. Right? Right. Especially the Jewish people.
Yeah.
Kanye.
Kanye, take your meds. Kanye, take
right.
the meds.
Kanye, get out of his own way.
No. Can you
October
do
20
it? No.
October 24th, 2002, Mikey Bug Cox is fired from Coal Chamber. Who cares? October 26th, 2002, once again, Christina Aguilera releases her controversial second studio album, Stripped, which enters Billboard 200 at number 2, selling 330,000.
I got it.
copies in its first
I'm a
week.
big Christina Aguilera fan.
This is a sad day on October 30th, 2002. Had never been solved, I don't think. Jam Master Jay, the DJ for Run DMC, is shot dead at a studio in Queens.
Yeah.
After that, Run DMC disbands. Warren Zevon, who has recently been diagnosed with cancer, is the sole guest for the entire hour of The Late Show with David Letterman.
Yeah,
It would be his
great.
final public performance.
Great episode.
Let's see. Also on October 30th, 2002, Stone Temple Pilots play their last show for 6 years at some arena in Woodlands, Texas. November 7th, Guns N' Roses fans in Vancouver riot. That was the infamous when he walked off the stage, which was to kick off the band's first tour in 9 years. Canceled. Axl Rose fighting, getting delayed.
You know,
Axl Rose is fighting.
when Montreal, when they had that riot because James Hetfield was he got hit, burned by the pyros, and he was burned, and they said all Guns N' Roses had to do was come out and do the show, and Axl refused because his monitors weren't working. What an asshole!
Yeah,
what a complete asshole.
November 10th, 2002. Check this one out. Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, Elvis Costello, Lenny Kravitz, Tom Petty, and Brian Setzer guest on an episode of
Saturday Night Live.
The Simpsons.
Oh, they had the Who on too once. They've had everybody.
Set at a rock and roll fantasy camp.
Wow,
That's a lot of beef right there.
that's a lot of money.
November 12th, 2002, rap rock band Crazy Town released their second studio album. Butterfly is the only, that's a good song. Come, my lady, come, my lady.
Oh, yeah. Lou's favorite song.
Sugar, baby. Oh, Jesus. November 19th, 2002, Michael Jackson dangles his 9-month-old son blanket over the balcony of his Berlin hotel room in an apparent attempt to connect with fans below. He released a statement later that day calling the incident a terrible mistake. Yeah, the only reason he did is because the fucking world went crazy.
Now, Scott, when you started that sentence with Michael Jackson dangled his 9, you know what I thought.
Yeah. November 26, 2002, Will Smith releases his first compilation album, Greatest Hits, full of remakes.
I thought it was called Samples.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. November 29th, 2002, Concert for George is held at the Royal Albert Hall in London in a memorial to George Harrison on the first anniversary of his death.
Yeah.
Under the musical direction of friend Eric Clapton. Performers include surviving Beatles members Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, Clapton, Jeff Lynne, Ravi Shankar, and Billy Preston.
And his son, who looked just like him.
Looks just like him, yeah. November 30th, 2002, British girl band Girls Aloud, who cares? December 2nd, 2002, Peter Garrett leaves Midnight Oil. Is he the lead singer?
I think so.
Yeah, goes on to be a politician.
So then they tried to continue without him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they needed
Can't
him.
with the weird looking bald guy up front. Kind of like milk crates and turntables.
I was going to say, unless they get another weird head, bald.
Dude looked like the guy from fucking Hills Have Eyes.
Yes. That's what I thought the first time I saw him.
Yeah.
And that dance he did.
Yeah.
Down
yeah.
through that dance.
Not a lot of staying power in their music, I don't think. It's very 80s.
Oh, but their fans still talk about him.
Yeah. December 3rd, 2002, Mariah Carey releases her 9th studio album, Chamber Bracelet. December 6th, another riot over a canceled Guns N' Roses concert breaks out, this time in Philadelphia.
What
They
a bunch of...
beat the hell out of each other.
I saw a riot because of Guns N' Roses, and they were the opening band. I hate them.
Axl Rose is a no-show. The band cancels the remaining dates of the tour without explanation.
Jesus.
December 22nd. This one sucked. This one hurt. I can tell you there's very few that happen in rock that hurt. This one kind of hurt. December 22nd, 2002, Joe Strummer.
Oh, yeah.
From The Clash dies of congenital heart defect at the age of 50. That sucked. I think my friend Phil Kelly sent me a text. He said it was like losing an old drinking buddy.
Yeah.
I think that was put it best.
That's one that hurts. There's 4 or 5 that died that really hurt, and that's one of them.
Yeah. This was the beginning of the end for this band. On December 29th, 2002, a Creed concert in Chicago angers fans in attendance when lead singer Scott Stapp forgets many lyrics, makes a lengthy leave of absence in the middle of the show, and lies down on the stage for part of it. I remember seeing a video of this.
Yeah, me too.
The band's manager issues a written apology that includes a statement. We hope that you can take some solace in the fact that you definitely experienced the most unique of all Creed shows and may have become part of the unusual world of rock and roll. No. Nobody was looking at that as a Jim Morrison experience.
No.
That's an unusual experience. And Jim, that's why I said before, people went to see the Doors. It was the Jim Morrison experience. What are you going to get from him? It was everything. That was the show. That's why you went. You didn't go to see Ray Manzarek or John Densmore, or Robbie Krieger. You went to see what Jim Morrison was going to do.
Yeah.
That was the show.
Creed fans looked at Scott Stapp as a way, like I looked at Bono as a very good performer and I looked up to him, but they elevated him to something, and then he's just a mere mortal. And I think that caught up with him. It was around that time he did that MTV appearance. He was drunk. Remember that?
Who?
He was drunk.
Bono?
Scott Stapp.
Scott Stapp. Yeah, he was. He definitely.
Like I elevated. I've always loved Bono, but he never put on a bad show. Scott Stapp was elevated to that status, and he couldn't perform. And they were not that good.
They weren't that good. No, they just sounded like Pearl Jam. Another band that sounded like Pearl Jam.
Yeah, I'll admit, Eyes Wide Open is an epic ballad. I'll Take You Higher, all right. But as far as a whole album, the guitar playing is so pedestrian. It sounds like somebody sitting in a guitar center playing,
Yeah.
I don't want to rip them, but yeah. They were
And finally, on December 31st, there's no Dick Clark rocking New Year's Eve on this one. December 31st, 2002, Fish and their 2-year hiatus with the New Year's Eve concert in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, never got into them.
Yeah, you know me. I didn't either.
I'm a Dead fan, but I don't. Yeah.
So there was a lot of bands that were formed that really, I looked at bands that were formed. Let me see. Someone tells a story about Bono that I kind of wonder about. What? That he had his hot, sweaty balls on the back of my neck? Yeah, it's true. You want to smell my neck?
Was he wearing powder, Scott?
I don't know. It did smell like Johnson & Johnson afterwards, though. So there were really nothing. I looked at the groups that were formed in 2002 as fucking big nothing. I hate this term. I hate that term. It's a nothing burger. That was good for like a week.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, it's a big nothing burger. Don't ever say that in my presence, by the way. Anybody.
Okay, don't worry.
Don't. Like I will come after you.
Okay, boss.
Aggressively.
How about Nothing Frank?
So bands that broke up though in 2002, there's a number of them. It's interesting. 2002, Alice in Chains broke up. Of course, they got back together, but was never the same.
No.
But the original, the Black Crowes broke up in 2002. Bush broke up in 2000. Bush was good, man.
They were.
I saw them in concert. I worked a concert security for one of their shows. I think they backed up. No, they didn't back up. I think it was Bush and Cheap Trick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Cheap Trick opened up for Bush, and they were great. That's when the dude gave me his guitar. He handed it down to me from the stage.
Wow.
But Bush was really good. I think they're back out touring, actually. Let me see. Culture Club broke up in 2002. You would have thought they broke up a lot earlier than that.
I know.
Only a kid from Throp gets away with that stunt. That's right, buddy. Kevin Corkum knows. A legend in that town. The Dog Pound, THA, they thought they were being sweet. They broke up. That was a Snoop Dogg thing, of course.
Okay.
Let's see who else. EMF. I think EMF was You're Unbelievable. Oh,
yeah. One hit wonder.
They were one of those bands that suffered the best new artist curse. The Gravediggers broke up. They were a they were like a horror rap. They tried to find their own niche.
Oh yeah.
They were just dark, like they were always dark and dressed in black, and they were trying. It was kind of a thing for a minute. The group Gay Dad broke up in 2002. Yeah. But then it became legal again to get married. They became legal, so they got married finally, and They're still together today.
They're
You
called
know,
Legal Dad.
you know the stats show that gay marriages have a larger percentage of divorce than heterosexual marriage.
Well, I always said when it was legalized, I said, I'm happy. That's fine. I really have nothing against it. But
Okay.
welcome to divorce. And a lot of people got married quickly.
Yep.
And what happens when people get married quickly?
It's a mistake.
There you go. You
Yep.
know?
Hole, speaking of Courtney Love's band, Hole, they
Yeah.
broke up in 2002. This is kind of weird. Humble Pie.
What? They must have reformed.
I don't know.
They had to.
Were they
yeah.
one of those like, okay, I'm the oldest. I've been in the band the longest, so I'm the head of the band, like
No,
second incarnation guy, and
I
he
think-
keeps taking it.
I think they reformed in the 80s because all the original guys, like one guy went on to do Fastway. And
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Now, why would anyone have a band with the first name Judas other than Judas Priest? Don't you think that that's kind of a hard sell?
Yeah.
Judas Iscariot. Why would you even try it?
It's so typical.
Why would you even try it? The
Yeah.
Kaisers? See, let's see. Who else broke up in 2002? Megadeth broke up in 2002. Let me
They were
see.
good. I liked them.
Men at Work broke up in 2002. Midnight Oil broke up in 2002.
There you go.
Yeah. In Sync broke up in 2002. They took that
Oh.
90s money and ran.
Yeah.
And Justin Timberlake, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's
Oh,
always
by the
one
way,
that
has-
pops out of these bands that really takes off.
I like his new single.
I never had any problem with it. You know why when I started liking him is when his longevity started to show.
Yeah.
And then he started to have a little bit of maturity to him. And he was actually kind of a cool personality. He had a lot of what do you call it? You're good at it. I'm good at it when you self-deprivation humor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he had no problem laughing at him at the whole NSYNC thing.
And then he was doing acting. He was doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't have to put out an album. He put out the 2020 experience. It shows that he still wants to make music. You got to admire that.
Yeah,
But
and he's talented. Kid's talented.
he wrote one of the biggest songs ever in the history of R&B. Dick in the Box.
Yeah, that's right. That's
You
right.
can't beat that, you know. Yeah, making fun. He was self-deprecating. I love
Yeah.
it.
Nobody did it better than George Michael. He's the one that showed how to do it. He's the one that
Yeah.
showed how to do it, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, for the new generation of let's see who else broke up in 2002. Pulp. They were a British band. Had a
I
couple
remember
hits.
them. Yeah.
Let's see. Run DMC. Well, we know why. We just
Yeah.
covered that earlier. Susie and the Banshees broke up in 2002.
Peekaboo.
I want
You
to
don't
like
that
them.
song?
City and Dust is a classic 80s. That's an 80s anthem.
Yeah.
I don't like the Dear Prudence cover. I never really I wanted to like them, but I just really couldn't. I'd listen to them, but I was never a big fan.
It's hit and miss with me. I love some of their stuff and I can't stand some of their stuff.
Like Kate Bush,
Mm.
yeah, she's a hit or miss with me. Like
Yeah.
I either love one of her songs, the ones I like, I love.
Oh
The
yeah.
ones I don't like them. There's no that's an okay song.
Yep.
Stabbing Westwood broke up in 2002.
That sounds familiar.
They had a couple of minor hits. Statler Brothers broke up in 2002.
Whoa.
Yeah, made very famous from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
That's what Bruce Willis is singing when he's driving in his car before he comes across Marcellus Wallace.
then-
Motherfucker! And he pulls out his gun.
And then when
he
they go
runs him over.
when they go in the pawn shop, that greasy, sweaty guy sitting there listening to the song going,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
who would sit like this listening to Statler Brothers?
Yeah, yeah. One of my brother's in calling me. He says the Ignos broke up in 2000. That's probably about right. The Ignos was this kind of gang, this group that we hung out with
Oh, okay.
growing up. They was a very unique group of individuals. I think I was second generation. Literally, it was like there's generations of them of us.
Okay.
Not related like some were, but it was just like younger kids would just show up and start hanging out, and then the older ones would move on, and we'd move up, and another group came in, and just kind of, we all hung out, and it was, like I said, very unique group of people.
Yeah.
Supertramp broke up. Oh, Smitty, bottle number 4.
No, glass number 2, and I'm
Glass
only
number
selling
2.
them quarter way. So
There you go. There you go.
listen, quarter, not quarter. You know.
Supertramp, yep, broke up in 2002, and that's about it. Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers broke up in 2002.
Mm.
Kevin Corkum says some of the Ignos never left. That's true. Some literally died Ignos. And that's it for them. That's it for them. Now, before we move on, so let me cancel this out. Before we move on to movies, it's time for
You make the call.
Yes.
There
I
you
love
go.
it. But
All
without
right,
my
that's
brother
just-
Lou, it's going to
just-
be different.
It's just you and me right now.
All right.
So my mic keeps riding
because
down on me.
Did you turn on Iron Man?
Yeah.
He could help you.
So my audio's good. Is it dropping in and out? Am I gonna be
It's not dropping out. It's like I said, it's got that gated sound where if you go lower, it kind of gets muted, but we're not losing any words. And you're a lot less bassy. Your voice is kind of thinner
Yeah.
tonight. It sounds like a radio broadcast to me. Like
I'm gonna have to have you come on. We'll do like just a recording.
Yeah.
And I gotta get the gate and all that stuff straightened out.
Oh, once you lose that, yeah, it takes forever to get it back.
Yeah. I had it on my old system. I had it down. It was perfect, but then you change over and it's never the same.
I know you like a bassy voice, like
Yeah.
a bass response, and you're not getting it with this.
So I gotta get you on probably before next show.
Okay.
Just
Pick a
like
night.
20 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
And I can go through the settings, and you can kind of, because I'm still not 100% on some of these settings.
Yeah.
But like I said, you got to really fine tune it. All right, here we go. You make
All
the
right.
call. Robert Kirkman says I sound feminine.
Oh dear.
What's the matter, honey? Jealous? Bitch.
I was gonna say it too.
Bitch. All right,
Fuck
here we
you,
go.
bitch.
You make the call. Stevie Nicks edition.
Okay.
Well, Stevie versus Fleetwood Mac. Edge of 17 or
Okay.
Gypsy.
Oh. No contest. Love them both, but Edge of 17. Waddy Wattel. You can't beat that guitar track.
I
love
with
Gypsy.
I
Yeah.
gotta go with Gypsy. I just like the thing.
Uh,
Rick says he loves me. I love Rick too. Just not in that way. Rick is my gay friend. He's our gay friend. He knows. He's an attractive man, don't get me wrong. He's an attractive man,
Show's going off the
but
rails.
he's just not my style.
So who is your style?
Well, it ain't Rick.
You opened up to that one.
It certainly isn't Dr. Porkchop. So all right, Eric Clapton.
All right.
You make the call, Eric Clapton edition.
Okay.
Lay Down Sally, or It's in the Way That You Use It.
Oh, it's in the way you use it. That is grand 80s, overproduced. Love it. Lay Down Sally, I'm just freaking tired of. I'm
Yeah.
tired of that song.
I got to
And-
go with It's in the Way You Use It too. Yeah.
And also his playing in the 70s, as much as I loved a lot of that music, it was wimpy. He was like,
Yeah, it's very picky. Yeah.
In the 80s, he got back to heavy distortion, and
Yeah.
that was good. And that was in that movie with Tom Cruise and Paul Newman.
Yeah,
yeah.
the second part 2 of The Color of Money.
Yeah. Color of Money, that's what it was.
It was The Color of Money, yeah, which was the part 2 of The Hustler,
Yep.
which Paul Newman wins Best Supporting Actor. Right? He gets a Best Actor. I think he get best Actor, I think, in The Color of Money, where he didn't deserve it, but because he should have got Best Actor for The Hustler. Did you
Right.
see The Hustler?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He should have got Best Actor that year. He got stiffed.
Yeah.
This was kind of a makeup thing.
Yeah. That album, August, and the one before it, Behind the Sun, a lot of people pan those albums because it was Phil Collins produced. That's some of my favorite Clapton music because he wasn't trying to be a blues man. He was trying to make pop songs, and they were
Yeah.
great songs. And I
Yeah.
think, by the way, the bot said something. Perry's on. He said it might be true.
It might be a
Yeah.
Robbie Robertson
Yeah.
song. Maybe. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Steve Winwood edition. You make the call.
Okay.
Valerie or Higher Love?
Valerie. It's such a great, positive tune. It's
You're
great.
the best thing I ever seen.
Never had. Bum,
Dun,
bum, bam,
dun, dun.
ba-dum,
But I
ba-dum.
gotta go with think about it.
Yeah.
It can be higher love. I saw that tour. He was fucking great.
That was his biggest peak, I think, in his whole career.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
big album for him.
By the way,
I saw
Robbie
half the
Robertson
show. I was having sex the other half in the arena.
in the bathroom.
No,
Oh
up
God.
in like the stadium scene. They had like a bar up there, the Providence Civic Center, and you could get a drink and then go into this like little amphitheater type thing. And they had the glass and the speakers in there, so you could drink there and watch a show. And it wasn't that crowded. And I had met this girl during the show, and well, like the Fix said, one thing leads to another. Let's put it this way: people started leaving. It was no discretion.
Just go, people, go.
They evidently didn't want to show that show. It was quite the experience.
By the way, Robbie Robertson did co-write. It's in the way that you used it.
Okay.
Perry was right.
Let's see. Okay. Steve Perry, you make the call. Steve Perry edition.
Okay.
Oh Sherry or Separate Ways? That's a Journey song, right?
Ooh. I love Oh Sherry. That is such a good song, especially in the morning when you're having a cup of coffee and that comes on. But Separate Ways was a heavy fucking track. That was a good song. I'm going to go with Separate Ways.
I got to go with Oh Sherry.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be gone?
Yeah. Hear that echoing around the house on a nice summer morning?
I saw a video the other day where they isolated his vocals.
Mm.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, he was great.
He was great. In his prime, he was great, but I could hear how he could blow out his vocal cords.
Well, I got his last solo album. It came out like 5 years ago.
Yeah, he tried
It's
that
rough.
comeback
I mean,
thing. Yeah.
It's okay, but it hurts to hear him straying.
Ugh.
Yeah.
My brother says 80s garbage, 4 a.m. MTV blow music. You know what that is?
Yeah.
On a Wednesday morning. Oh, Jesus, I know. Then he says, you're fucking killing me. Well, sorry, bro. Stories you probably never wanted to hear your brother tell.
This is a producer fight here.
Yeah, yeah. All right, here we go. 80s version. You make the call. Dance Hall Days by Wang Chung. Or It's My Life by Talk Talk.
Oh, Jesus.
This was a tough one for me. I love both those songs.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna go with Dance Hall Days because it's just the memories I have of hearing that. That was such a good rhythm on it.
Such a great rhythm, great beginning, great opening. Just
yeah.
very unique for its time. That sound, they were just kind of unique with that song.
Yeah.
Actually, one of their best songs is To Live and Die in LA.
Absolutely.
Off the soundtrack. Yeah.
Yep.
Of the movie where the star dies like halfway through the movie. Like, whoa, what just happened there? Like, you think he's the star, right? And then, nope.
I never saw the movie, so I'm not going to watch it now.
Well, you don't know which one I'm talking about. It's
okay.
There's multiple people in it.
Kind of like when
the movie wasn't bad. I think that was the first ever, if I'm not mistaken, that was the first ever like recorded bungee jump.
Oh, okay.
Because at one point in the movie, someone does a bungee jump, and it's recorded from it was pretty. It's pretty. I think it's in the video too. So check out the video. Yeah.
Okay.
I have to go with It's My Life. I love Dance Hall Days, but It's My Life is Talk Talk was so very kind of underrated band.
Yeah.
They were more talented than than the hits that were on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
They were a good band. They were actually a good band. Let's see. Okay, 80s, more 80s. I Can Dream About You or Sledgehammer?
Back then, I would have said I Can Dream About You because when I was young, I hated Sledgehammer, but I've grown to really like Sledgehammer, so I'm going to go with Sledgehammer.
I got to go with I Can Dream About You. Just
Crazy.
moving sidewalks. It's just a Dan Hartman, right? Dan Hartman.
Yeah, and he's not doing this in the video. Yeah.
Exactly. And it came from a really like cult following movie.
Yes.
You remember the name of it?
Streets of Fire?
Streets of Fire.
Yeah, with Diane Lane.
So bad it was good.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe in that like gay biker outfit, leather fucking like overalls, tight overalls, and it's a really bizarre movie, man.
That was his second best role to Boondock Saints.
Oh, what was up with him in that? Right? All right, this is a tough one, buddy.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I am ready.
What are you tying your shoes?
No, I can't get my wine bottle out of the cooler bag.
Well, take your time. By all
No,
means.
no, go.
Take your time. I don't care. You can hear me while you're doing that.
It's okay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right.
Colin, it's my second, not my fourth.
You make the call.
Okay.
70s edition.
All right.
Dust in the Wind or Midnight Train to Georgia?
Fuck you.
That's not.
Because
I make these up and they're tough for me.
You know I love Kansas and my heart goes with Kansas and it's a great song, but I really got to go with Midnight Train to Georgia.
Dust in the Wind or Midnight Train to Georgia?
Dust in the Wind is fucking great. It's a
classic.
Song.
It's a 70s classic. Absolutely.
Midnight Train to Georgia is one hell of a song.
Big Head Todd the Wet Sprocket said, got to sign off, picking up my daughter, and this is not a G-rated show. There you go, buddy. There you go. I love you, buddy. He knows I love him. I love to hate him. Let's see. Perry Dedovich says, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck
That's
Kansas.
Perry.
Bob Kirkland, Dr. Porkchop said, Midnight Train.
Yeah.
Colin McLean says, Smitty.
Schmitty.
Capital letters.
Actually, it's got to be SCH. That's how my
it would
name
be
was
that
adopted.
if you were, yeah. Schmitty.
Schmitty.
I got to go with Midnight Train also.
Yeah.
That was tough. And I put this together and it was hard for me. I don't make up my mind. I just look at two songs. I'm like, yeah, that's a good kind of.
Yeah.
And then I move on. I don't try to make a decision at that time because it's going to affect how I put it together. All right, here we go. A 70s, right? More 70s, but 70s kind of club music.
Okay.
And I don't think the first one is disco, but it's like a dance song. Okay. So you make the call. LaBelle, Lady Marmalade, or this is a battle of the sisters.
Okay.
Because LaBelle are all sisters. Or Sister Sledge, We Are Family. Lady Marmalade by LaBelle or We Are Family by Sister Sledge.
That's easy for me. I was never a fan of We Are Family. I think because a commercial used it, but Lady Marmalade's a great song. I'm going to go with Lady Marmalade. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go.
It's kind of a sleeper because We Are Family was the big hit. You know?
Well, remember the, what was the 76, 77, Pittsburgh Pirates with Willie Stargell. Was that about right? Was that 78? It's in that area.
Yeah.
They used it as their theme song.
Really?
Yeah, they went to the World Series, yeah. Let me see. Okay, two more to go. 80s version. You make the call. 80s version. Dancing with Myself. Kevin Corkins is 78, so I was right. Yeah, I was in there, 78. Dancing with Myself or I'll Melt with You. I'll stop the world and melt with
I
you.
can definitely relate to the subject matter of Dancing with Myself, but I'll Melt with You is a great song. I'm going with that. That's a beautiful pop song.
You know, they did a remake in the 90s of that just because it became popular again, and they were like, well, let's put it out again. And they had a video, and it's kind of psychedelic in the field of flowers, and you could see a slight difference in the way they did it.
Yeah.
Okay, it was 79. Okay, that was it for the Pirates, Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yankees, 78, yeah. Sorry, I was 9 years old. I remember that year.
I have to go with Dancing with Myself is just a good fucking song. Man.
It is.
That is a good. That was like prime Billy Idol. Yeah.
You know what?
But they're both great songs. Again, there's no wrong answer here.
There should be a single. The A side is Dancing with Myself, and the B side is She Bop.
So maybe next week, what we'll do when Lou comes back is we'll run through this again and see what he says.
Yeah. But he might be watching and cheating.
Yeah. So, well, fuck him then. He misses this one.
No, we got to ask him.
All right. Here we go. 90s, the final one, 90s edition.
Okay.
90s edition. You make the call.
Okay.
Stone Temple Pilots Plush. Down, down, down,
Yeah.
down, 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 down.
Yep.
Or Pearl Jam, Jeremy.
I love them both.
Yeah,
But
they're both good songs.
I'll tell you what, when I'm gonna have to go with Jeremy, because when Stone Temple put that album out, that song, it was like everyone thought it was like they were just copying Pearl Jam, and it wasn't their fault. It was the record label's fault. They tried to make them sound like that. Jeremy is a powerful fucking song, just really powerful. I love the beginning with the bass. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I'm going with Jeremy. Jeremy.
It took me a while to figure out that he shot himself at the end of the video. I didn't get it. I thought he shot like into the, but then it took me like 3 or 4 times to see the video, see the kid with his hands up and his blood coming on his hands from this kid shooting himself in front of the class.
Right.
And Plush is a fucking depressing song because it's based on a girl, Polly Classic, got kidnapped out of her bedroom in California, and the guy raped her and murdered her. So they're both pretty depressed, like really dark songs.
That was the 90s for you.
yeah. But I got to go with Plush. I just love that song. I love Jeremy, but I love that.
What's his name? In Jeremy, his face is manic in that video. He's like, he's They didn't want to do videos either. That was like they were forced to do that.
Yeah. Well, that's where the money was at, my friend. That's where the money was at. Yep. All right, so let's get into let's do some movies from 2002.
All right.
Yeah. Let's do some movies.
Oh, I got a few.
Yeah. Let's see. You start off.
Okay. I still watch to this day at least twice a year. Christopher Nolan film Insomnia with Robin Williams and Scent of a Woman, Al Pacino. But it takes place in Alaska during the summer solstice. Al Pacino is a detective from LA. He can't sleep because of the sun up all the time because he's also guilty of something. So you really feel as you're watching it that he can't sleep. But Robin Williams was one of his first roles where he played like the bad guy. Very good movie.
Right. I don't know why my computer's doing this to me. It's really lagging right now. So
you're lagging. Oh, that was bad.
No, you're lagging, not me. You.
No, you're lagging,
not me. You.
2 snaps.
Here we go. All right, it popped up. 2002, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
Yeah.
I
remember seeing those when they came out. That was like epic. Like in my life, having lived through Star Wars, never saw epics like those battle scenes.
So, the first one that wasn't the first one, right? Was that the first one?
No,
was the second one.
That was the second.
So the first one, so on my first wife, God rest her soul, we used to go on Christmas Eve. We'd go to church, right? We'd go to church every Christmas Eve, and one year I just said, well, let's kind of change it up. We go to church, but I said, let's surprise the kids. And so I told her this, and she says, okay, all right. She kind of gives in. And they said, "So when are we going to church?" I said, "We're going to a different church this year." And she goes, "What do you mean, my daughter? They're a different church. What do you mean?" Going to the church of, and I hesitated, the Lord of the Rings. And they were like, "What?" I said, "Yeah, we're going to the movies." They were like, "Yeah." And so it became a tradition on New Year's Eve, on Christmas Eve, to go see those, because the next one came out at Christmas,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, it became a running thing for like. Then we
I
saw
miss
another
that.
movie at Christmas.
I miss see with my kids. And my son was too young to see the first Lord of the Rings, so I took my daughter, but he saw him starting with the second one. That and the Harry Potter for me, just traditions. Like we'd always see the movies as it came out,
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
Lord, but I'll tell you, I don't think I'll ever see battle scenes like they did.
No,
Holy shit!
not out of today's Hollywood, buddy.
Well, it's
Garbage.
not that. It's just that I think it was the first one that depicted those scenes. So if
But they were
anyone else
done
did it,
so well. They were
if
done with care and
right, if
time.
they're done now, it'll be like, oh, you're just ripping off, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my brother says Mothman Prophecies. That was a weird movie.
Oh yeah, that was good.
That was a
And that's
weird movie.
based
That was Richard
on
Gere, right?
yep, and it's
Yeah.
based on
True story.
yeah, it's very popular.
This was a good one. Born Identity.
Yes.
The
I love
Born
those
Identity.
movies. They gave
Yeah.
James Bond a run for the money.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. What do you got?
Jack Nicholson, Dear Nigudu, about Schmidt. Did you ever see that?
Oh, I did see that. Yeah. Yeah.
When I watched the beginning where he says, his wife died, and then he picks out the cheapest coffin for his wife, and his daughter's like, "Dad," I said, "I got this movie. I'm made for it." Great movie, just a classic Jack Nicholson movie.
This is probably, not probably, in my opinion, one of the best zombie movies. Top 3 best zombie movies ever made. If you've never seen it, you got to see it. It has a young, what's his name, that was starred in Peaky Blinders.
I know what you're gonna say.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
What's his name?
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. Yeah, 28 Days Later.
Oh, that movie. All right, so when I was a little kid, Night of the Living Dead scared the shit out of me because I was little. Then you get used to zombie movies. It's funny. This movie came out and they're running. It was scary
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
The scene in the tunnel and then the scene when they're like in the apartment at the top of the tower and they're running up the stairs.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So there was kind of an homage paid to Dawn of the Dead, I think it was, or Day of the Dead. At the beginning, and they actually, Gorillaz does this on one of their songs, and they start off every concert with this. And it's, hello, hello. They did that in the Day of the Dead with the megaphone. There's a guy out in the street. He's going, hello.
Yeah.
And I believe Cillian Murphy does that in 28 Days Later. He's walking through the middle of London going, hello.
Yes.
So, yeah, great. You know what? So, not to get off the subject of zombie movies, vampire movies. Do you ever see 30 Days of Dark?
Oh, in Alaska. Yeah.
Fucking great vampire movie, dude. That is like authentic vampire shit right there.
The guy that played the head vampire.
Yeah,
is a great actor,
He's
and he
good
looks
character
like a
actor.
vampire. Yeah.
That is one of the best, like,
That scared
real
me. It gave you the
vampire
chills.
movies.
Where do you go? You're trapped. And if
30
you're a
Days of
vampire,
Dark, yeah.
if you're a
Of night.
vampire, you want that winter solstice in Alaska, and you got a town. You got KFC.
30 Days of Night, I think it was called.
30
That is
Days
a
of Night.
fucking great
Yeah.
vampire movie.
Yeah.
Great vampire movie. But 28 Days Later is my pick for 2002.
I wish they had done more of those 28. They did 28 weeks later.
They
I wish
did
had done
28
more.
weeks later, yeah.
And it ended. They could have done more.
I don't know.
Could've been better.
Sometimes you don't want to run it into the ground. Quit while you're ahead. You got 2 great movies, because 28 Weeks Later was also a good movie.
Yeah.
But, how far do you go with it? Look, they took The Walking Dead way too far.
Yeah.
But people kept watching it, and they still make money off it. They're still doing it.
People watching Fear the Walking Dead. They got their
Yeah. All right, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with an epic, Gangs in New York.
Oh yeah,
Butcher Bill. That was Leonardo's big comeback after Titanic, right? I believe, and he proved himself. Like he wasn't a fluke with Titanic, and that movie was just killer. That was everything about it.
I didn't see it for a while. I didn't see it when it first came out, And let me see. My brother says, Lord of the Rings, you went with me in Tampa. Okay. I still watch them. Kevin Corkum, I love the Walking Trees.
Yeah.
Donald Dave,
Sweet.
Pool Hall Junkies. Hey, City of God, fantastic. Scott, send me a list. Okay, I'll send you the list. This was the kickoff to a still very successful franchise. It's always a moneymaker. And this came out in 2002. Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire.
It's my personal favorite with Tobey Maguire.
That's what this one is right here. That's
Yeah.
the Tobey Maguire
Yeah.
version right there.
I did not get into there were 2 reboots. Sony redid it because they wanted to keep the rights, and then they got the other guy. They're not bad, but Tobey Maguire was the perfect Spider-Man to me.
Andrew, what's his name, was good too.
Garfield.
Yeah, Andrew
Oh
Garfield.
yeah, he was very good.
They were all good. Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spider-Man, it just has never lost money. It's a fucking that thing prints money. Spider-Man is the most popular comic book character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. That's
Now,
considered
genius casting is when he got William Dafoe to play
Green Goblin.
Hey, Spidey Man. Yeah, he was perfect.
I got a
in that
Green
role.
Goblin statue right up here. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
All right, who do you got?
Okay, can we go disturbing?
Sure. It's your list.
Autofocus. Remember that movie?
Autofocus. No.
The guy from Hogan's Heroes. What's his name? He's a bit of a pervert, and he started taping his own.
Bob Crane.
Yeah,
Started filming his own porn, and he got murdered.
He hung out with a guy named John Carpenter. I was like,
Yep.
is that the same guy?
No. Yeah.
That was a pretty. You felt like when you watch it, you're like, ugh, I can't go take a shower.
Yep. This was a great movie. I've watched this a couple times. Great line in the movie. And it's so true. So true. Paul Newman looks at Tom Hanks and says, sons were put on this earth to trouble their fathers. Do you know the movie?
Road to Perdition.
Yep.
Yeah. His
Sons
last
were
role.
put on this earth to trouble their fathers.
Yeah. Great movie.
Yeah, it really was. Really was a
Those
good
long
movie.
scenes where it was sleeting, like they're outside in this cold Midwestern rain, just gave a great aura to the movie.
Yeah. Give me a movie.
I'm gonna go science fiction on you. Minority Report. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Pre-crime. You're gonna commit a crime.
Yep. Just think of this, 2002. These 2 movies came out in the same year, right? So you had Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
Yeah.
Then Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I mean, fucking inspired. Like, look at the movies. This was only 22 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, not a long time in Hollywood.
No.
But look at the difference of the quality that they fucking put out then in the shit that they put out now.
Because the movie studios, like the record labels, just want to churn everything out. They don't look for epics anymore.
They don't look for quality writers. And I'm sorry, here we go, but they hire on a fucking checklist. They don't have talent. They pushed all the talent out of Hollywood.
I'll tell you what, though. Harry Potter, in a way, did the checklist. You saw the students at Hogwarts covered everything. But the effects, the
but
quality,
they didn't make it the primary fucking purpose of the movie.
Yeah. You know what we need? The movie industry has to understand that there's people that will like those kind of movies, and there's people that want movies like a Harry Potter. They just go where the money is. So they're just tagging along. They want to make money.
They're not, though, because they're not making money.
Yeah, well,
they're not making money. Look at the list of fucking movies.
But also,
just shit.
Don't forget, 2002, we didn't have as much streaming, so they weren't getting competition from Netflix. It was
streaming comes out later. Everybody wants to go see a fucking good movie in a movie theater. Everybody does.
I want to kick myself for not seeing Oppenheimer in the theaters. I saw it and I'm like, damn, I should have seen this in the theater.
Dude, my daughter Irene, fucking apple of my eye, my favorite person in the universe. Love my daughter, love her to death, love her. Favorite person. but she is the funniest fucking girl sometimes. Doesn't even fucking mean it. So she has a tendency sometimes to mess up words.
Yeah.
So recently she's like, hey, we went to breakfast and we were kind of sitting at the table. She goes, yeah, I watched this movie. I watched a good movie last night. And I said, oh, yeah. What is it? She goes, she looks at me kind of confused. She says, Oscar Mayer? I said, what? She goes, Oscar Mayer? I said, fucking Oscar Mayer? What are you, that's a movie? She goes, yeah. Oscar Mayer? I said, all right. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear an Oscar Mayer movie come out. It says, but what's it about? She goes, the guy that made the bomb. I said,
The bomb.
you mean Oppenheimer? She just busted out laughing in the restaurant. We were both dying laughing in the restaurant. Could not stop laughing. Fucking Oscar Mayer, the guy that built the bomb. Oh my
I wish
God.
I could be Oscar Mayer.
Oh my Lord. She'll never live that one down.
Oh, I just got pwned.
Oh, you just see,
Yeah.
lit the fuse.
You know what though? Everything, and may have said this to you before. Everything's a cycle. What's going on now? In a few years, will be gone. Everything's a cycle.
Well, we talked
Everything's
about
a
that.
Yeah. I
Quentin
used to rail.
Tarantino
Yeah.
has a thing about the. Go on. I'm sorry.
No, it's like music, right? I used to catch myself going, "All this music sucks now," and I realized it's a cycle. And if you don't like what's going on, things change. There were some shitty movies in the '60s and '70s too, and there were movies that you would disagree with. They were just stupid,
But see, like my brother said, there was no DEI. Like, look at the Oscars now, dude. Look at the Oscars. There's to be qualified for an Academy Award, you have to have X amount of disabled, black, as they call them, vulnerable population, gay. Like they all have to be part of the film making of the movie. So you're not hiring the best qualified. You're hiring, okay, Mark Smith is a great cinematographer, but he's a white male, and we have a black lesbian over here who's also a cinematographer. We have to meet our quota, so sorry, Mark, we're gonna put her in your spot. You're not hiring the best quality cinematographer for the job because it literally says, go look it up. I'm not making this shit up. The Academy Awards has to be qualified, you have to meet X amount, which is why would I want to make a movie? So, and I said this, what you're going to get is a whole bunch of rebel directors that are going to eventually say, fuck that shit. I want to do Quentin Tarantino style and just go total rogue and make a good fucking movie.
Well,
Who cares about the Academy Award?
See, you just made a good point because, first of all, the quota thing, it's,
it's affirmative action just all over.
Yeah, and you know what though, there was a legitimate thing to say that some people didn't get jobs because of who they were, but you just made a good point. By directors going rogue, just like in the early '70s, you had a bunch of directors going rogue against the standard. We're going to get some really good fucking movies. If these directors go rogue, it's just going to there'll be an evolution of movies, and that's natural evolution of things. So you got something that comes about, shit, this is fucking everything up. But it begats something else.
Back then, so Quentin Tarantino did the whole life cycle of Hollywood. He goes, the 40s was very dark. The 40s movies were very dark movies. There was dark undertones and dark, meanings of some of these movies.
Yeah.
And then you get into the 50s where everything becomes like kind of bubblegum. We need to clean it up and we need to make this. Then you get into the 60s where they're still following a standard, but it starts to kind of stretch the boundaries. Then you get into the 70s where they go like, the 70s was the glory days of grindhouse movies.
Yeah.
It was tits and ass everywhere, and they were swearing, and they were, the 70s. Then the 80s comes around and they start trying to come up and clean it up a little bit. Let's clean it up a little bit. But what they weren't doing back then that they're doing today is that they're singling out specific, they're pushing it in your face. We're gonna race swap Gilligan's Island, and Gilligan is now going to be a Latino. Okay, this is what they do today. They don't
I
have
know.
anything original.
I
Like
can see why you don't like it. I totally get it. It
it,
doesn't
because
bother
it's
me.
not original. It's cheap. It's lazy.
But I would rather have that than you just another good point you brought up in the 50s. I've studied what was coming. Like we talked about this on the other on shit, Music Relish. And
Oh, Perry's watching too.
we talked about rock and roll, how in the 50s it was pussified. Basically, it was like moral, everything had to be nice and clean. And that to me is far worse. At least now with movies, we can still get cursing and we get whatever. But I hear you. I mean, I'm telling you, it's going to correct itself. Just like give it time. Everything comes around. Everything comes around.
Well, I've been saying for years that we're living our grandparents' life on steroids. We're going through the 60s, the mid 60s to the mid 70s on steroids.
And
But
with me,
they
I
don't
don't get
hide it anymore. They don't
I don't
hide it.
I don't get uptight because I know that things are going to change. I mean, I used to get uptight. I just choose not to get uptight because I'm more concerned about having a place to live. Now, I just get more concerned about, other things like, so I know movies, basically, we have this problem with movies right now. It's a combination of things. It's what you said, checking off the things. And also they're made so fucking cheaply and they're made for
And that's a
streaming
whole nother thing.
and they're not developing. They're
And
remaking
you know why
movies.
that is, Mark? You know why that is?
Why?
Because they fucking pushed all the talent out and they brought in a diverse group of people that don't have the experience. They don't
Did you-
have the knowledge. They don't even have one guy that like hung around that had been around and said, "Hey, you might want to try to do it this way." Even Marvel got rid of the guy that made Marvel great.
But did you ever think that the studios did this to spend less money?
No, because look at Lord of the Rings, the fucking one on Amazon, $1 billion fucking series.
There's always going to be a good exception. There's always
Well, no,
gonna
there's
be,
plenty
yeah,
of exceptions.
yeah,
So look at the
yeah.
Marvels. They lost $200 million. I could go down the line of movies that have lost. I follow all this shit.
I know. I see your posts.
Yeah, I mean, I could go down the line of movies that have lost 100 million, 200 million. They don't care. They just get their message out and they're like, okay, well, it's the stockholders that are taking the beating.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to correct itself. This is also, I'm telling you, it's going to die down. It's not going to stay like this forever. I used to have, God, so one thing you and I can agree on, when rock went down and people were like, oh, all this hip hop. And I'm like, give it time. It's a cycle. If you don't like hip hop,
Hip hop never left.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm
Hip hop's
saying
actually
is,
the prevalent.
yeah, what
music
I'm
today.
saying is like, it's like, I think that these rogue directors, like you said, they're going to go rogue. They're going to make some really good fucking movies. And then you're going to see the studios go, maybe we can do that. And it's going to come back. You're going to be in a young Quentin Tarantino.
It's a long fucking wait. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Well, we had
It's
Oppenheimer.
been a long wait.
We had Oppenheimer.
We had Oscar Mayer. At least they didn't race swap him.
Meyer, Wien, or
hey, let's see.
I got the next pick.
Yeah. Give it up.
All right, here we go. A movie that always made my chest hurt. Oh, Blood Work. Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood. It's the one where Jeff Daniels.
Oh,
was his neighbor.
Yeah.
And I hope nobody listening saw it because I'm going to say that movie fooled me. I didn't know Jeff Daniels until the scene where he pulled the six-pack out of the water and he looked at Clint. And I'm like, holy shit, he's a bad guy. You know?
Yeah.
That movie hurt, though, when he was clutching his chest.
Yep. Let's see.
Your brother's worried about me, by the way.
Smitty, I'm really worried about you.
Be worried about me, but for other reasons.
Let's see. M. Night Shyamalan, he came up with what was it? I See Dead People.
The
Sixth Element. The Sixth
Sense.
Sixth Sense.
I
Yeah.
had the Fifth Sense. You had the Sixth Element.
Yeah. And then he came out with Signs in 2002. It was not, but it wasn't he started to kind of tail off on his movie.
Oh yeah. Well, it
he
was
could never
not,
meet that. It's like you did your Opus Mag,
Yeah.
whatever it's called, with Sixth Sense.
I know. You had to be a real fan of his to like it. Like the fair weather fans that like Sixth Sense that didn't like him. They didn't like it. But what I liked about it was he picked on a popular topic of crop signs, but I love that the aliens didn't appear till the very end.
Yeah.
And I loved what's his name with the tinfoil hat. He was freaking
Mel
hilarious.
Gibson,
No, his son. Who played his son?
Rory Culkin.
No. Jesus. He's a huge hit now. It was one of his early roles. Oh God.
M. Night became bigger than his movies.
Wait, hold on. Signs movie. I'm going to tell you right now.
Perry Dedovich, the AI, says M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Yeah, he's Joaquin Phoenix played.
Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, I was thinking him. Yeah.
Remember, he was hiding in the closet with the tinfoil hat. That was hilarious.
Yep.
You know, but
Yep.
it was a deep story. I mean, Mel Gibson was a pastor, and he had his faith and everything.
Yeah.
And that was the problem. M. Night made some deep movies, and then people didn't get it. Then he went and he made movies like the one where the trees were killing people with the wind. That was I kind of found it cool, but people thought it was stupid. The one I really liked was The Village. Nobody liked that. I love that movie.
No, I liked it. I thought it was interesting. It was a big build up as usual with him, and then it was just kind of a twist at the end.
The bad one, the worst one he made to me is the one with Paul Giamatti with the fish, the mermaid in the pool or something.
Yeah, the mermaid in the pool thing. Yeah, that was
the shark.
Yeah. What do you got?
I'm gonna go with this was a quirky movie. Nicolas Cage made a movie where he played two characters. Adaption. Do you remember that movie?
Adaption. Yeah.
And you thought they were twins, and then you found out. Now you know that was a good movie.
Right. A very original, extremely original movie, horror movie came out. Of course, it was based on, because Hollywood. This is, they're always stealing ideas.
Yeah.
The Japanese version is actually better, but they brought it to America, and The Ring.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That
it was done well. It was done well. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't an original.
It was very good. It was very good.
Concept. It came
Scared
from Japan,
me,
but it was really bizarre. It was totally outside the box.
Yeah,
totally outside the box.
And what was like when you got to know the crime and the murder that happened in that house? It was so sad and horrible at the same time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And she liked that American guy played by, I think it was Bill Pullman. I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you
got? Catch Me If You Can, another Tom Hanks movie. That was good with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio, yeah.
Loved it. Loved the music.
Yep.
Yeah.
This one was okay. It was okay, and it just got worse after this. Talk about the death of, this was the beginning. Well, not really the beginning. It started it, though. Death of one of the greatest franchises in movie history. And this franchise is dead today. This one came out in 2002, Star Wars Episode 2. But today, that is a dead
Disney ruined
franchise. Dead
franchise. And we can't go into social reasons. Disney came in when I saw the ones, what was his name? J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
I didn't like him. I didn't like the editing.
No.
It looked like a TV movie. All the zoom in and everything.
Dead.
Disney destroyed it. And
dead.
George Lucas,
I knew something was wrong with they call it the sequel trilogy. That's the death of it. In the first sequel trilogy, I forget what the name of that one was. And I went to see it, and I noticed this, within the first 5 minutes, they have the Japanese girl TIE fighter pilot. They have the black guy. They showed them all within the first 5 to 10 minutes. And I'm like, why? And I didn't this was nothing I went in with any preconceived notion. I just noticed it. I went, this is kind of weird. I'm thinking, what is this all about? It doesn't matter. We had Landau Calrissian. We know that there's, which I never understood. Okay, so fucking Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
They said that Star Wars needs to be more diverse. There was no black people in the first two Star Wars. It needs to be more diverse. Meanwhile, motherfuckers, remember this. It took place in a motherfucking galaxy far, far away, right? Doesn't have to fucking resemble Earth, you fucking idiots. Right? It can be fucking anything they want it to be because it's in a galaxy. How far away, Mark?
Far.
Thank you.
Yeah, and a
And what the
long
fuck-
time ago.
In a long time ago.
But then,
So why
Scott,
does it have to mimic
if it,
today's modern audience?
if you ever
Blah.
thought if it was a long time ago, maybe everybody wouldn't be white.
Well, but that's the way they created it.
Read the Bible. No, I'm joking.
They created it that way, and
Yeah.
it was like, okay, so this is it. So
See,
why are you?
I didn't
making
notice
things
that. What bothered me, I went with my son to see the first Disney, whatever. And
secret? Yeah.
so, do you remember when they rebooted Battlestar Galactica for Sci-Fi? And
I actually did not mind that show.
I liked it. One thing that bothered me was these fast zooms, constant fast zooms on. And if we're watching and 5 minutes in, like I see the first fast zoom, and I'm like, "Am I watching sci-fi? Like this is Star Wars, a hallowed movie epic." And we're looking at again everything J.J. Abrams does to me looks like a TV movie,
Yeah.
except for Firefly. I liked Firefly.
Firefly was good.
Yeah.
Now another cult following.
The only one I liked of all the Disney, I liked the one where everyone died. Was it Rogue, where the people that actually got the plans for the Death Star?
The one
I
no
like
one
that
went
one.
to see.
Well, I like that one because at the end everybody died. There wasn't going to be a sequel, and that was great. It was awesome,
Yeah, well, and then look what they came back with.
Then the Han Solo movie was okay.
Bombed.
But
You took a Han Solo origin story and fucked it up.
because Disney they should have done what George Lucas did. They should have waited.
But they didn't want to do George Lucas's version. Kathleen
Well-
Kennedy wanted to do the Force is female.
See, I think that they just put too much out. They did too much. You don't go
But
fucking
too
crazy.
much isn't bad when it's good writing.
I think
Look
even
at did Seinfeld put out too many episodes?
yeah, there were
No.
some duds.
It's great fucking writing.
Oh, the Chinese
can
episode,
carry
the
it.
Chinese restaurant episode sucked. Come on.
Okay, 1 out of what?
I'm
Seven,
joking.
7 years of Seinfeld. If you have good writing, people will continue to watch the show.
I've never been a fan. I like Disney, but I've never been a fan of when they buy a franchise. They've always fucked it up.
And they had the opportunity to one more time, put Luke, Han, and Leia together. They had the fucking opportunity, and Disney and Kathleen Kennedy, who's the head of Lucasfilm, said no, because
I
the
don't know
Force
if it was
is
that.
dude. That's a fact.
Really?
That's a fact. Look what they did to Luke Skywalker. He was resorted to throwing his lightsaber away, and he's on a fucking island sucking on the tit of a fucking space walrus.
Yeah, but you've heard him
They
talk.
broke him. They broke
he is-
Obi-Wan Kenobi. They made him a fucking pussy.
He was
afraid
pissed
to
at
fight.
Disney. He hated what Disney did with those movies. If you hear him talk, he's
Right,
so
he got
disrespectful.
paid by them motherfuckers. He took the role, so
Yeah, that's right. That's
you
right.
know. Anyway, moving on.
Oh, you're next.
No, I said Star Wars Episode 2.
Okay. I'm gonna go with a great, funny horror movie, Cabin Fever. Do you remember that?
Yeah, Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever, falling in the water with a dead body in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We mentioned this one earlier. 8 Mile came out in 2002.
I didn't know that. That was a good movie.
Yeah. What else you got?
It was funny. It was billed as this great movie because of the actress in it, but Queen of the Damned. Remember that one?
Oh yeah, with Aaliyah.
Yeah. It was
That was an
okay.
offshoot of Interview with the Vampire, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
I
nearly as
liked
good.
her.
though.
I always liked her. I liked her music. She was easy to look at. She was a nice girl. She played a good part in that.
The problem is she died because the plane had too much junk in the trunk. That's the
And
problem.
you see, nobody cared back then that she was the queen because they didn't make an issue out of it.
Yeah. Well,
They didn't
they
make
made an
it like,
issue.
oh, look, she's black. They just put her in there, and there's nothing wrong with that.
actually, though, when it came out, I was working with a guy that said, "Really, a black vampire?" Yeah. It's
Well, there
always
you go
been.
then. It didn't bother me. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, it
I said,
is. But
whatever.
it's when they really push it in your face.
I know, but anyone could be. I said to him, I said, anybody can be a vampire.
Yeah, exactly. And she didn't replace. It wasn't a remake. But speaking of a vampire movie, let's stick with that. This was actually a good part too. Blade 2.
Oh, I had it on my list.
Yeah, Blade 2
loved
was
it.
actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I love those
They're
Blade.
trying to
movies.
reboot Blade now, and it's a total fucking disaster.
Without what's his name is Blade. He's Blade to me.
Well, the guy playing Blade is I forget his name. You know him. Look it up, but it's a fucking woke disaster, as they're calling it. They had to rewrite it like twice already.
Well,
The actor,
when's it coming out?
it's not even yet because they
Oh.
had to do a rewrite. The actor, it was going to be a bait and switch. It wasn't going to be about Blade. It was going to be about his daughter being a vampire.
Uh-huh.
So he would be like just what they did in what's his name? The Marvel movie with the fuck's his name? The guy, the wizard there. He can bend time.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, yeah. So the
I
last
love that
Doctor
movie.
Strange movie, they did a bait and switch. It wasn't really about him. He was just a rider on the bus of that movie. Wasn't really about him, and that's what they're doing with Blade. And this guy that's playing is like, this script sucks.
Hey, I'm a normie, so it wouldn't bother me.
Exactly. All right, give me a movie.
All right. It was the period of after Platoon. We had some great war movies. I liked it. We Were Soldiers. I thought it was a good movie. It wasn't.
We Were
as good.
Soldiers.
That wasn't as good as some other movies. Mel Gibson always, to me, when he did a movie, he would do the character right, but he wasn't always authentic. He didn't strike me as a real authentic, army, but the story was really good.
Yeah. Let's do a couple more each.
Okay.
I always like this guy's movies, and I still like his movies. And I'm going to go see The Beekeeper when it comes out. I'm a big Jason Statham fan.
Oh, me too.
I'm a big Jason Statham fan. Talk about consistent.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't try to be somebody that he's not.
Don't
It's
you love
not
it
Kevin
when-
Costner trying to be Robin Hood. Jason Statham is just a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, it's people say, "Did you see his latest movie? It sucked. It was just like the other
No,
one."
it's
That's what he
fucking
plays.
fun.
That's what he plays.
It's fun. His
Yeah.
movies are fun to watch.
Yeah,
They're fun to fucking watch
exactly.
because you know what you're getting. You know he's going to be Jason Statham. And in real life, he's a badass in real life. That is not fake shit that he's doing.
Yeah.
He's a black belt, and he hones his craft. And he's low key. The dude is just straight up fucking cool. The Transporter.
Oh, great movie.
Yeah, the Transporter was really good. That was, I think, the beginning of his kind of rise in the action movie genre.
The one that made me laugh was Crank. That was a fucking hilarious
dude,
one.
right? Yeah.
So he's got to keep his heart rate up. So what does he do? He starts having sex with a woman.
Yeah. And he can be funny too. Like he has a great. I watched him in that Something in Hobbs when him and The Rock played. It's an offshoot of.
I keep saying Calvin and Hobbs. Sean Hobbs. That was a great movie.
It was a good
I
movie.
loved it.
Yeah, it was a good movie. All right, give me another one.
I'm gonna go with Panic Room. Dwight Yoakam was a nasty motherfucker in that movie. Let's just kill them all. Panic Room was a great movie.
Okay.
Scary,
Yeah, it was good.
disturbing.
Yeah. All right. This will be my last one, then we'll move on.
Okay.
Then you'll get one.
Okay.
Great series of movies. Consistently funny. Didn't go too far. Didn't just quit when they were ahead. Austin Powers, Gold member. Right? Consistently funny.
All of them were
Consistently good. You knew what you were going to get. You would know you're going to laugh your ass off.
I think the concept got tiring with people, but it never fell off.
But they did just enough.
Yeah.
They did just enough. They didn't go overboard and keep doing like number 7 and number 8.
I'm sure the studio wanted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, give me one more, then we'll move on to the singles.
One that is probably the worst movie in the series, but it really bothered me because it was so real. It was The Sum of All Fears, where Ben Affleck played Jack Ryan. He was horrible, but the idea of a nuclear bomb going off at a football game just was scary. You
Like
know?
Black Sunday, remember? With
Yeah,
the whole thing.
But
yeah.
He was horrible as Jack Ryan, just horrible.
I never got into the Jack Ryan movies. Only when Harrison Ford played him once? Yeah, and I didn't even realize Jack Ryan was a character like that.
Yeah.
I don't watch the Amazon series. I don't, I was never really a Jack Ryan kind of.
I liked Alec Baldwin played in the one with Sean Connery as the Russian Hunt for Red October. That was
for Red
Jack
October.
Ryan.
Yeah, that was a good one.
He was the first one to play Jack Ryan, and the 2 Harrison Ford movies were
Yeah, it was what's his name? Alec Baldwin. Yeah.
The one the one with the Irish Sean Bean, that one with Harrison Ford was my favorite, where he killed Sean Bean's brother.
Yeah.
And that was a really good one. Yeah.
All right, let's get into the singles. Top 10 singles for this week in 2002. Although I'm going to start with 11. So I asked my son one time. I said, okay, you have a chance between Britney Spears, Jessica, what was her name?
Simpson.
Jessica Simpson and Shakira. I said, who do you take? Who do you take?
I'll tell you who I'll take.
And he says, I think by your reaction, I just got that. He says, Jessica Simpson. I said, well, I'm taking Shakira. You know why? I said, you know why? He says, why? I said, because she's not American. And he busted out laughing.
Do you know
and
she's
I'm going to leave it at that because I'm sure there's some white girls watching the show.
She's under 5 feet tall. She is short.
Oh, but she's a fire plug, buddy.
So she put out her first English album. Eddie Kramer worked with her on it. She had some great songs on that album. She really put in some good work on that album.
Dude, her music teacher in high school said, "You'll never make it. Your voice is horrible."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, who's looking at her voice?
And then someone named Alanis Morissette came out and made that voice acceptable. So
yeah. So, but number 10 this week in 2002 was Pink, "Get the Party Started." Right? Number 9 this week in 2002, the singles charts, "A Woman's Worth" by Alicia Keys.
Okay.
Number 8 this week on the singles charts in 2002, "Wherever You Will Go" by The Calling. Number 7 this week on the singles charts in 2002, "My Sacrifice" by Creed.
There we go.
Yeah. Number 6 this week on the singles charts in 2002, "No Doubt" featuring Bounty Killer. Where did his career go? He killed it. Number 5 this week in 2002 on the singles charts, "In the End" by Linkin Park.
Oh, yeah.
From the late Chester
Benningfield.
Benningfield, yep.
But another guy that when he died, that was
too bad, man. I just felt more bad than hurt in that situation.
It was right after what's his name from Soundgarden, Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell died that long ago?
Chris Cornell died.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's right. Chester Bennington died.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm stuck
a few months
2002.
after or something. Yeah.
Number 4 this week on the singles charts in 2002, "Ain't It Funny" by Jennifer Lopez and Ja Rule. Number 3 this week on the singles charts in 2002, "Always on Time" with Ja Rule featuring Ashanti. Back to back there.
Yeah.
He got caught up in that whole scandal about they were going to have the big festival out on that island, and then people showed up, and it was really expensive, and it was there's a whole documentary on it.
The promoter,
and Ja Rule was part of that.
Oh boy,
yeah. He was one of the promoters.
Not only was there no show, they had no food,
fucking no food. There was shitty tents, and it became a fucking Lord of the Flies. Number 2 this week on the single charts in 2002, "How You Remind Me," Nickelback.
Jesus.
But meanwhile, in 2002, they're getting pelted by rocks and bottles in fucking Brazil. That's great. And number 1 this week on the singles charts in 2002, and too bad this wasn't 2002 Super Bowl because Usher had the number 1 song. God, a lot of mixed reviews. I didn't see it. I watched a Ric Flair documentary at halftime. I wasn't going to waste my time watching that halftime show. Although I think he's a talented guy, but I knew what I was going to get. You Got It Bad by Usher.
The problem with the show is that he may have done a good show, but I heard that they had like girls running around with guitars that are unplugged in, and that's that pisses off music fans. Whether the music is good or not, don't put I think the one that started out, Robert Palmer, with that video, right? The girls with the guitars.
Yeah.
Come on, they're not playing,
Yeah.
You too, Prince. Those were some of the best halftimes because they actually played music,
Yeah. When U2, this is why it was the greatest. Prince might have had the greatest performance because it rained.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Let's fucking do this."
Yeah.
And it opened up, the skies opened up right before he came on.
Right.
And he was wearing those shoes, and they said the platform was slippery, but the dude never lost his step.
Nope.
Never lost. He fucking played it all.
Yep.
But you two, when up on the giant screen, they scrolled all the names
Yes.
of the dude. I got goosebumps right now just remembering that.
Yep.
And on the inside of his jacket, he had the American flag. I mean, that was the greatest halftime.
He had
show
the
ever.
American flag and the Irish flag.
Yeah.
And I worked with a guy that came in and he was like, "What the fuck is up with your Bono? He shouldn't have the Irish flag." I said, "Why not?"
Get the
He goes,
fuck out of here. Yeah.
"It's the American flag." I said, "Yeah, but aren't the Irish a big part of American, you know?" And
Culture,
he goes,
yeah.
"No, no." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck you." You know?
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
"No,
Probably
there's
not
two-
a U2 fan either.
if there's
so.
two countries that are side
Yeah.
by side, you know, definitely."
Well, Ireland's turning into fucking Canada, but that's another discussion.
Here we go.
Oh no, it's fucking bad. But anyways,
It's
none
a
of my
cycle,
business.
Scott. It's a cycle.
That's a bad cycle. The top 10 albums for this week
Just gotta get the
in
English out.
2002. Oh no, they got to get the woke out. That's what they got to get out. Check. I don't know if you caught up on like some of the laws that they're trying to pass over there, but like hate speech could be anything, and you can get arrested for it. I can say, I don't like your glasses. I hate them. They're ugly and they make you look ugly. You can get arrested for that shit now.
I don't like your glasses. They're thick framed. I
love
don't like
my
thick framed glasses. You look like Elvis
My Morrissey
Costello.
glasses. Early Morrissey. Okay, top 10 albums this week in 2002.
Yeah.
I'll start with 11 though, because this is a good album. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou came in at 11.
Oh yeah.
Number 10 this week on the album charts in 2002, No More Drama by Mary J. Blige.
album.
Yep. Number 9 this week on the album charts in 2002, Misunderstood by Pink. Number 8 this week. See, these are lining up actually.
Yeah.
With the singles. Number 8 this week on the album charts in 2002, 8701, Usher. Number 7 this week. This is a classic hip hop album. Number 7 in the album charts this week in 2002, Stillmatic by Nas.
Oh God.
Yep. Number 6 this week on the album charts in 2002, Pain is Love by Ja Rule. Number 5 this week on the album charts in 2002, Silver Side Up, Nickelback. Number 4 this week on the album charts in 2002, Word of Mouth with an F, Ludacris. When I move, you move, just like that. When I move, you move, just like that. Number 3 this week.
That's hate speech, Scott.
What's that?
That's hate speech.
Yeah. Arrest me. That's right. I'm in Florida. I can be free down here.
No,
this week.
don't forget, Two Live Crew got in trouble in Florida.
Well, but they got out of it too. And Uncle Luke made a lot of money from getting in trouble. So
right.
if that's the price you pay, he didn't mind paying it.
Fuck Martinez.
He got more popular. That's it. Number 3 this week on the album charts in 2002, Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park.
Good album.
Number 2 this week on the album charts in 2002, Weathered by Creed. And number 1 on the album charts. This was the big. I think this was either the beginning of it or the end of it. I'm not sure. I knew it was crazy, but Drive by Alan Jackson. That was that big country pop movement.
Yeah.
You know, like you had the Latin movement for a while,
yeah.
and you had the country pop, all with Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson. Like they were just kind of, it stopped being country music. It was just pop music with a hat.
You know what the start of that was? Remember the song I Swear?
Yeah.
I Swear. So that came out as a country song.
Yeah.
And then a R&B group released it, and Sony said, "Holy shit, we can just market directly to segmented audiences." And that was the beginning of, because you hear now country singers, they actually kind of rap in their songs, which is so bad.
Right.
And that was the beginning. Yeah. Alan Jackson's a really good singer. I respect him, but yeah, that crap. I'm a Merle Haggard guy.
Yeah. This day in music. Yay. All right. On this day in 2021, the Foo Fighters were number 1 in the UK with their 10th studio album, Medicine at Midnight. The album debuted at number 3 on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart. It's the final Foo Fighters studio album to feature drummer Taylor Hawkins before his death the following year.
Yeah.
On this day in 2015, Mark Ronson's Uptown Funk reached the 1 million sales mark, 10 weeks after its first release, becoming the 158th track to reach a million mark in the British chart history.
Don't tell me albums don't sell.
Yep. On this day in 2013, Chubby Checker launched a $500,000 lawsuit against Hewlett Packard for including an app on its phones and tablets that was not only named after the 71-year-old musician, but measured a man's manhood based on his shoe size.
I am size 12.
Yeah. Let's see. 2008, the Beatles, a flat they once rented went up for sale. Who cares? On this day in 2006, winners at this year's Brit Awards include James Blunt, who won British Male Solo Artist. British Female Solo Artist went to Katie Tunstall.
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 I can't say it either.
Did I just say that? I did.
Hate speech.
Tunstall. I can't believe that slipped out. Coldplay won Best British Album for X and Y. Best British Single for Speed of Sound went to the Kaiser Chiefs. It went for Best British Group, Best British Live Act. British Urban Act went to Lamar. British Breakthrough Act went to Arctic Monkeys. This is in 2006 now.
Oh, my son-in-law's favorite.
Yep. International Breakthrough Act won by Jack Johnson. Madonna winning International Female Solo Artist.
I'm walking barefoot on the beach and I'm drinking a beer. What the hell is with that? There's no
I
art
never
in that
listened to
music.
him, so I don't know.
like him. Yeah.
And Green Day won International Group. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I know you love that.
Best International Album with American Idiot. An outstanding contribution to music went to the great Paul Weller.
Oh,
Yeah.
my favorite.
On this day in 2000, Sting pulled out of a concert in Vienna in protest of the inclusion of George Hader's far-right Freedom Party in Austria's new government.
I think you're going to say Sting pulled a concert out of his ass. That's what I
Yeah.
was gonna say.
Lou Reed also canceled shows in that country. Whatever. On this day in 1997, U2 went to #1 in the single charts with Discotheque. I saw that tour, the Pop Mart tour, at Sun Devil Stadium in Arizona.
You know, we did a segment on the other podcast. I
Yeah.
won't name it. And we did worst albums ever at the time. And that was one of them, that Pop album. And
Yeah.
I loved it from the day it was released.
Yeah, it's not. I didn't mind it.
Mofo is a great song.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. Yeah.
I'm a fan of it.
U2 went to #1 in UK single charts with Discotheque, the band's third UK #1 single, and the opening track to the '97 album Pop. They did their thing at Walmart, right? They did their record release or something.
Yeah.
The music video was set inside a mirror ball and featured the band members dressed as members of the disco group, The Village People. I remember that. They actually had a big disco ball at the stadium, but
Really?
it was a lemon at first because they had that song Lemon, right? Lemon.
Yeah.
And then it peeled away and it's a giant disco ball,
Oh, okay.
right? And so the lights are hitting it, and all of a sudden the fucking the front opens up like a door, an electric door kind of slides up,
Yeah.
and the band just comes walking out of the disco ball. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Bono's entrance was the best entrance I've ever seen at a concert, and this was good being higher up. We were kind of in the first level of the balcony,
Yeah.
and we were looking down at the stage, kind of maybe 45 degrees, but at the far end of the stadium, when the music starts, a spotlight hits, and you see this guy coming out with an entourage. He's got a hood like a boxer
Mm-hmm.
going to the ring. He's got the boxing thing on, and he just comes the whole 100 yards to the stadium, right to the stage. The whole thing, they spotlight on him, place going. They got him up on the screen, and he gets up on stage. And he starts doing he pulls the hood back, and it's Bono, and he starts doing the dance, the shuffling the feet, the whole thing. He takes the robe off, and he's got one of those fucking shirts on with the fake abs. Right? It's pretty funny, actually. But it was a great entrance. It was like a fucking 5-minute entrance.
I think that was their biggest stage show they ever had, right?
It was pretty big.
Yeah.
I think maybe Achtung Baby,
Oh, okay.
or what was the one after that?
Pop was after Achtung Baby.
Yeah, Pop was after, but I think was it Octung Baby or was it what was the other album that they did right before that one?
Well, Rattle and Hum, but that was a pretty basic.
No, it wasn't.
Joshua Tree came before
No,
Octoon Baby.
Octung Baby came after all that. Octung Baby and what was the other fucking movie? The other.
Well, they had an album of like kind of offshoots after Octoon Baby, but it didn't do too well. It was called
I can't believe I can't remember that this. U2 tours band news. Let me see. Here we go.
My mouse crapped out on me, so I can't.
Well, we're almost done, anyways.
I mean, it really crapped out. Like I don't have a mouse anymore.
Let's see. Did this pop up? No, it's still spinning.
Are you looking for their discography? I'll look.
No, it should pop up in a second. I don't know. Again, maybe I got to clean out all the cookies on this shit. Let's see. On this day in 1991, Kelly Emberg, the ex-girlfriend of Rod Stewart, filed a $25 million palimony suit in Los Angeles. The couple lived together from 85 to 90. Stewart later said, "Instead of getting married again, I'm going to find a woman I don't like and just give her a house."
Someone can like me and give me a house. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Here we go. Where's this on a fucking long Wikipedia page here? Jesus. So American music style, vocals, guitar, rhythm. What the fuck? Come on. Now I'm hell bent on getting this.
Yeah, because
discography was Zooropa.
So
when they had the big TV screens and they had the fucking Yugo hanging
I
from
thought
the
that was
stage.
Octoon Baby tour.
I thought it was Zooropa, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Either one, but Pop was a big stage set. Definitely a big stage set. On this day in 1988, after singer Joe Elliott had referred to El Paso as the place with those greasy Mexicans, Def Leppard would have forced to cancel the concert in El Paso. Go figure.
Step inside, walk this way. Hey.
Yeah. That's what they say about the border now. Step inside, walk this way. That's the Joe Biden border. That's the saying.
Under a
on
lot
this
of
day,
presents.
huh?
Under a lot of presents. Oh wait, you were
Not like
you were
this.
there.
Not
You were
like
there.
this,
I'm
buddy.
not going to argue with you.
Yeah.
You were there.
Not like this. Not like this under a lot of presents. No. In 1981, on this day, American guitarist Mike Bloomfield was found dead in his car in San Francisco from an accidental heroin overdose at age 37.
I didn't know that's how he died.
Yeah, he played with Bob Dylan on Highway 61 Revisited. On this day in 1979, at the 21st Grammy Awards, Saturday Night Fever soundtrack won Album of the Year, and the Bee Gees were named the Best Pop Group and Best Arrangement for Voices for Staying Alive. Billy Joel's Just the Way You Are won Record and Song of the Year. Donna Summer's Last Dance won 2 Grammys, Best Female R&B Vocal,
Much better
and Best
song.
R&B Song. Saturday Night Fever is a double album.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget that. If you don't own the album, and there's a lot of shit on that album.
Yeah.
There's like maybe 6 good songs, really good songs on that entire album.
Yeah.
And one of them is what's her name?
Well, More Than a Woman.
Yep. You got More Than a Woman, and you got I forget her name. Yvonne.
Yeah,
Element. Yep. And the Bee Gees. And that's really the only good songs on there. I think the Tramps might be on there.
Yeah, they do one of the songs the Bee Gees do. God, I'm losing it. I can't remember.
No, I know what you're talking. I know the song. Yeah. Let's see. On this day in 1977, Glenn Matlock was fired as bass player from the Sex Pistols, being replaced by Sid Vicious.
Because he was too drunk.
Then he came back in the 90s when the Pistols reformed. On this day in 1975, the great Linda Ronstadt went to #1 in the U.S. singles charts with You're No Good, the singer's only solo chart topper out of 12 other top 40 hits. Also, Ronstadt went to #1 in the U.S. album charts with Heart Like a Wheel. On this day in 1969, Sly and the Family Stone started a 4-week run at #1 at the U.S. singles charts with Everyday People, their first #1.
Did you ever see Tom Jones cover that song?
Probably.
It's great.
Yeah.
It was a great, yeah.
His version of Kiss is fucking classic.
Oh, yeah. I like
Classic.
it better than Prince's version.
It's so campy. It's fucking
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
On this day in 1968, John Lennon and his wife Cynthia, along with George and Patty Harrison, flew to India to study meditation with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr joined them a few days later, but Starr would become bored and leave on March 1st, comparing the experience to be like Butlin's holiday camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You couldn't see Ringo doing that shit.
No, and he brought a suitcase full of Heinz baked beans, I heard.
Nice.
And he probably saw the Maharishi screwing all the women, and he said, "This is all a sham."
He's all the shit. Yeah. 19 songs, which would later appear on the Beatles' White Album, were written during the March and April in 68 at that place. On this day in 1968, American blues musician Little Walter, Miriam Walter Jacobs, died in his sleep at age 37 from injuries incurred in a fight while taking a break from a performance at a nightclub in Chicago.
Wow.
Joining Muddy Waters' band in 1948, he was the first harmonica player to amplify his harp on the 1951 She Moves Me, giving it a distorted, echoing sound. Fucking got beat up. Yeah. On this day in 1965, it was a very sad day. American singer and pianist Nat King Cole died of lung cancer. On this day in 1964, the Beatles scored their first #1 album, Meet the Beatles.
Beat the Beatles.
Yeah. On this day in 1962, Ray Charles recorded I Can't Stop Loving You at United Studios in Hollywood, California. Born on this day, Gary Clark Jr.
Great guitar player. Great.
Yep.
Player.
Ronnie Vannucci Jr. from the Killers. Let me see. Brandon Boyd, lead singer of Incubus, born on this day in 1976. Let's see.
I want to correct myself.
Yeah.
You just hit me. It wasn't Prodigy that I didn't like. It was Incubus. When they came out, I didn't like them.
Oh, I like Incubus.
Yeah, well,
But they can be a hit or miss too.
Prodigy I actually really loved because they were like that sound I liked. Yeah, I'm sorry. So
Incubus, I like Incubus, but again, they're a hit or miss band. Some of their songs I'm not like, born on this day in 1960, Mikey Craig, famous for his coffee cup that says Mikey in the Culture Club Do You Really Want to Hurt Me video. Yeah. Born in this, what's that?
Mikey.
Yeah. Born on this day in 1959, Ollie Campbell, singer with UB40. Let's see, who else? Born on this day in 1952, Melissa Manchester. Born on this day in 1942, English recording engineer and record producer Glyn Johns.
Yes. Covered him many times.
Yeah. Let's see. Born on this day in 1941, American songwriter and record producer Brian Holland, who's part of Holland Dozier Holland team.
Oh.
And that's it, buddy.
That was great.
2 hours, 42 minutes. Thanks to Big Head Todd Sockman calling in and delaying us 20 minutes.
Nah, that's okay because I think your brother's going to fire me after this show. But
He's got no say.
Yeah, he does.
He's
a
a
big
figurehead.
brother.
He's a figurehead.
You spent 2 hours and 43 minutes with Alan Rickman. Isn't that amazing?
He's a figurehead. That's all he is. Alan Rickman.
That was a great call-in.
Says you, but okay. It's on the record now. It's never going away. It's in the podcast stratosphere.
You judge someone's friends by the character of the person you know. So, there you go.
You just, okay. All right.
You got to appreciate life. You got
okay. Always look on the bright side.
Hey, hold on.
life.
Do it like this. Right? Always.
Yeah. Yeah. Those two, come to find out, John Cleese and Eric Idle fucking hated each other.
Yeah.
They really don't like each other. That's a whole
made
thing.
it work though.
Yeah.
Like
right,
like Lou, me, and Perry. We all hate each other, but we make it work.
Make it work.
No.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you like it, share it. Leave a comment. Whether you're on the podcast world or whatever podcast platform you're on, give us some stars. Give us a comment. If you're on YouTube, give us a comment. Give us a like. We're on every Thursday night now at 7:00. So tune in.
Because
Smitty, thank you very much. As I always say, thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for your time. But most of all, thank you for your friendship.
Same
I
here.
appreciate it. And we will be back again next week. Lou will be here. See, Lou got to call the number this week. Right? He says, "Oh, 2002," and then he doesn't fucking show up for it. Right?
We'll give him a call out.
Well,
We'll
he's
let
gonna
him say
fucking
his-
pay for that one, buddy. Well, he'll pay for that. Oh,
I
he
paid
will
for it
pay.
when I took off.
Yeah, he will pay.
Make
will
sure he's got a doctor's note.
That's it. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
All right.